or call 1-800-MEDICARE.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
I promised a cold start to the month of December. Partly sunny, fresh snow cover, only 28 for the high today. Tonight, clear and cold, 21. Wednesday, partly sunny. Little southerly flow will try to warm it up to 39. It will be a struggle. Another cold front coming by Wednesday night. Clouds, cold, 16. And Thursday, partly sunny. High Thursday, only 23. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
The Annie Fry Show is sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Air Comfort Service is proud to support Greater St. Louis Honor Flight. Sign your veteran up for their honor flight today at gslhonorflight.org. And for HVAC services, aircomfortservice.com.
Annie Fry, Ryan Wiggins, Brad Ray.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
For goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk.
It was a snowy Monday, and now is a snowy Tuesday. And if you listened to the show yesterday, you heard me trying to orchestrate rides home from school for the kids because school was closing early. And guess what? They're all at home. A snow day for everyone else, maybe even a snow day for you, but not here on the Annie Fry Show. We are covering the news as it happens. At 1 o'clock today, the president has said that he is going to give an announcement from the Oval Office. We still don't know 100% what it is for. We aren't 100% sure what the announcement is going to be about, but we're going to cover it here. So make sure that you are listening here at 1 o'clock, and we'll bring you the president from the White House live. There's a lot of things that he could be discussing at 1 o'clock. There are a lot of different angles that this announcement could take, and Lord knows if it's intended for one particular announcement, it often will move into another direction, and so we will cover it as it happens right here on 97.1 FM Talk St. Louis Conservative. They are having a cabinet meeting right now, and President Trump started the cabinet meeting. I think it was scheduled to start at 10:30, and I think it started pretty close to that. He probably talked for an hour. He probably gave an hours-long dissertation about, this is the 9th cabinet meeting that they have. And in the midst of 9 cabinet meetings in 2025, which is pretty impressive if you consider how many cabinet meetings did you get to observe Joe Biden giving you an update on, these are televised cabinet meetings. Of course, they're probably having some conversations that exist outside of the cameras and that are flooding in this room. But did you see a lot of this from Joe Biden? President Trump made this point several times today in listening to him go over the different things that have happened this year, the things he's proud of, the accomplishments that they've had. And he talks about if President Biden went months without doing something like this, forever without doing a press conference, nobody said anything about it. Nobody complained about the president not being available to people. When Donald Trump goes one day without having some sort of press interaction, people freak out and they start saying, I don't know if he's as sharp as he used to be. There's something wrong with him. And ironically, he says at one point during this meeting, he's like, listen, one day there's going to be something wrong. And when that something is wrong, I'll tell you, which I thought was kind of funny and actually maybe a little macabre, but also at the same time, true. He is 79 years old. He'll turn 80 right before our country turns 250. And he's saying, yeah, listen, I understand there's going to come a time where we're going to get to that point where something is going on that I need to pay attention to. And when that happens, I'll tell you. He says that. So he's speaking today from the cabinet room in the White House. And he starts talking about different sorts of accomplishments that they've had over the year. And there are quite a lot of them. This guy remembers them. He's got his spiel. He goes through his thing that you've heard. The amount of times that he said today, think about that. Think about it. Think about that. He says that over and over and over again. He also says, nobody thought we could do it. After every point, every accomplishment, he says, nobody thought we could do it. Think about it. And then he gives you some sort of statistic. But the president gave himself a few marks as he went through the list of accomplishments of the administration so far. And we're asking you to give the president marks today on the Annie Frey YouTube channel. If you go to the live broadcast right now at youtube.com/@AnnieFrey, you can grade the president. Our standard AF grading scale, A, B/C, D, or F. We only get 4 options. Otherwise, we'd do all 5. But here's the president giving himself a little bit of a grade.
By the way, I took my physical. I got all A's, everything. But they said to me, would you like to take a cognitive test? I said, is it hard? They said, yes. I said, well, I'm a very smart person. Who was the last president to take one? No president has ever agreed to take one. Because when you get into the mid-questions, meaning, 10, question number 10, 11, 12, 28, 30, they get harder and harder. And they said, would you like to do it? I said, well, no reason to do it. Nobody's ever done it. I'll do it maybe, but there's really no reason. They said, sir, the problem is this is Walter Reed Hospital. And that's a military hospital. And that means that things are, sort of open. It's not like private where you have, if you do poorly, we'll have to, probably you'll find out. I said, I won't do poorly. I'm a smart person, not a stupid person. And as the doctor will tell you, I aced it. Right, Susie? I aced. I got every question right. And these are tough questions. These are questions that I would say 99% of the people that I'm talking to right now, meaning the people from the fake news, would not do well in those exams.
So there you have President Trump speaking at the cabinet meeting, and he gives himself really high marks on his medical exam. Just yesterday, they released the documentation from the MRI that was given to the president multiple times on Air Force One. President Trump is he's asked the question about the MRI. Why was that MRI given? What were the results of that? What were they looking for? What was the concern? What prompted the MRI? He basically said, I'm an old man at one point. He's like, I'm 79. They wanted to look at standard procedure. I don't even know what they were looking for. And the results of the MRI were that they were looking at his heart and his abdomen. And the reason they were doing that is because people of his age can show certain signs of different types of things, and they wanted to give it a look-see. And it wasn't on his brain, which is really, really a problem for the people on the left. I guess if they would have done it on his brain, they would have proved that he had one, and then they'd be wrong about that. So the president, on his health report, he gets A's. He said he got all A's. I do think that the president has over and over and over again shown the American people that he can show up for the job, which the standards, the level of expectation that we are coming into from the previous administration, that in and of itself is an accomplishment. He shows up and he does the job. Now, he might not be doing the things that you love, but then, again, you probably didn't vote for him. I don't hear a lot of people in my life who support Trump who are looking at Donald Trump and saying, what is he doing? Where is this coming from? I think the biggest shock is probably from people who voted for him who are like, gosh dang it, he's actually doing it. He's actually out there going through and fulfilling the commitments that he said that he would do when he was campaigning to be the president once again. So if you voted for him, if he persuaded you on the campaign trail, I think the majority of people are looking at him right now going, this is what I voted for. It's kind of a meme on social media. Like, there's people on the left and they're like, attention Trump supporters, did you really vote for this? And then you go look at the comments and everyone's like, yeah, this is definitely what I voted for. In fact, he could put the pedal to the metal a little bit more. That might be you, that might be not. The criticisms that I wonder if we're going to hear from the YouTube live chat is, I'm curious how many of you said, no, I don't think he's doing enough yet. I'm going to give him a B/C because I don't think that he is accomplishing what he set out to do fast enough. It's hard for me to look at this presidency, everything that he has been up against, everything that has been thrown in his path, the obstacle after obstacle after obstacle that are built with bricks of lies, from the deceitful deceptive left, the deceptive media that is partnered with Donald Trump in this regard. Why is it, after all of this time, that he's still able to have certain levels of success? He's still able to have accomplishments to fulfill the things that he has said that he was going to target, with the border being really number one. The border issue and immigration issue during the election, that was a key issue. That was an 80-20 issue at minimum for the president, and the left completely and totally lost their way with the American people on that particular issue. Donald Trump said basic things that made very, very common sense to the American people when it came to securing our border, saying, as a country, as a sovereign nation, maybe we should have a border. Yeah, obviously. Obviously. And it's obvious to you, and it's obvious to me, and there are a lot of people who didn't vote for Donald Trump who still want to have the border secure. There are just other issues that they prioritize in their list of policy points that they couldn't vote for Donald Trump because of X, Y, and Z, or because they hate him so much. They think he's the boogeyman because he's been made out to be a boogeyman in the closet. And you all know about the boogeyman, right? In there. It doesn't exist. He's the monster that you manufacture in your nightmares, that lives behind a closed door in your bedroom, that you lay in bed and you fret over, and you open the door and it's not there. What do you do then? Are you still scared? You probably still have a little PTSD from years of thinking that boogeyman is going to jump out of the closet door and attack you in the middle of the night in your sleep, but you realize he's not even there. You don't overnight get over the trepidation of what that closed door looks like in the dark with the moonlight hitting it just right over the door handle. You don't get over that right away. You need mom or dad or somebody, brother or sister, to come in and open the door and be like, look, there's nothing there. And then eventually you go, oh my gosh, there is nothing there. What have I been wasting my time and emotion on? Here's one more clip from the president today at the cabinet meeting, giving himself a little bit of a grade.
By the way, I took my physical. I got all A's, everything. But they said to me, would you like to take a cognitive test? I said, is it hard? They said, yes. I said, well, I'm a very smart person. Who was the last president to take one? No.
So that's the clip we already played. But he goes on to talk about his physical health. He takes the cognitive test. He aces it. He gets the physical done with his medical professionals. They ace it. He's done great. He's physically up for the job. And you can tell because he shows up and he's fulfilling the promises that he made to the American people. Is he done with all of them? No, not necessarily quite yet. But it's been 10 months. This guy is knocking the ball out of the park. That's if you ask me. And if you're listening to the show, you kind of asked me. I want to ask you, though. I want to know from you how you feel about President Trump's second term so far. We're not even all the way through the first year. We got a couple months left for the first year. How do you feel? Give it a grade. A, B/C, D, or F. And leave us a comment as to why you voted the way you did. Chris says, I voted A. Border being the main reason why. Other items like trade, tariffs, bringing more companies into the United States. Ripper said, I said B/C. Great on the border, D- dealing with Putin so far. Not sure about the tariffs. Well, I sure hope. My hope is that the 1 o'clock Oval Office address from President Trump has something to do with the Russia situation. That would be a very lofty expectation. We don't know exactly what he's going to bring to the American people at 1, but we will cover it here. And my dear friend, met him at the White House. I'm going to call him my dear friend. Link Lauren is going to be with us when we return here on the Annie Frey Show. I'm going to ask him, from somebody who's been up close and personal watching President Trump work in the White House, what kind of grade does he give him? We'll be right back.
Yes, I know it's too late, but I want it that way. Tell me why ain't nothing but a ball. Tell me why ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why I never.
Stewart's American Mortgage and the Bagel Loan, 314-324-4440. That's 314-324-4440. Stewie's there to help you. Mortgage rates, they go up, they go down. The president, of course, is doing everything he can to try to help instigate that market to get popping. But ultimately, whether you're looking to buy a new home or if you're looking to refinance the current mortgage that you have on your home, you want a great rate, but you also want to make sure that the mortgage refinance isn't punitive to go through, or getting the new mortgage that whoever you go to gives you the best possible deal. Stewart's American Mortgage, my friend Stewie, he is going to help you go through that whole new mortgage process, that whole refinance your mortgage process, and at the end, you're going to have $0 in closing costs. I've worked with him twice myself with my mortgage. I trust Stewie. He is an honorable man, and he is going to work with you to make sure that you get the ultimate best deal for your new mortgage or your mortgage refinance or your cash out refinance. 314-324-4440. Google the Bagel Loan, NMLS number 226715.
It's time for you to get to know my friends at Lit Cigar Lounge in Chesterfield, where luxury meets comfort. Mark Cox here. They have a great selection of rare bourbons, whiskeys, craft cocktails, anything you like to drink, cold beer, premium hand-rolled cigars from the finest makers in the world, even private lockers that are available if you choose to. Perfect for date nights or business meetings, and live music every Friday night. Family owned and operated. Check them out in Chesterfield at the District. It's litstl.com.
Give something that means something. Roll up your sleeve at the Odyssey Blood Drive in partnership with the American Red Cross from December 16th through 19th at multiple locations. Make an appointment in the Red Cross Blood Donor app or at redcrossblood.org and enter sponsor code Odyssey for a drive near you.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/radio. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/radio. See representative for warranty details.
Working full-time but still falling behind? Learn how real estate education can help you build income and get ahead on your terms. Text radio to 88007. That's RADIO to 88007. Presented by Lifestyles Unlimited.
Sponsored by Progressive. We make the claims process easy so you can get back on the road in no time. It's why over 43 million drivers trust Progressive. See for yourself at progressive.com.
You're listening to The Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Isn't the best place to find a lover, so the bar is where I go. Me and my friends at the table doing shots, tripping fast, and then we talk slow. And you come over and start up a conversation with just me, and trust me, I'll give it a chance. Now take my hand, stop it, and the man on the jukebox, and then we start to dance. And now I'm singing like, girl, you know I want your love. Your love was handmade for somebody like me. Come on now, follow my lead. I may be crazy, don't mind me. Say, boy, let's not talk too much.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. So we are asking you on the Annie Fry YouTube live chat poll today to grade the president's second term so far. There's a lot of very polarizing issues that President Trump has gone headfirst into. I would definitely say this man has not backed down from any of the things that he said he was going to do. And you remember back in when the conversation was Epstein files. It was like the make or break. And the left was pushing during the government shutdown. They were pushing hard, like, you have to release the Epstein files. You have to do it. And then in a bipartisan vote, Congress decided, yeah, we'll release the Epstein files. President Trump signed off on it. Now you don't hear anything about that anymore. It's in the midst of a process where the Epstein files have to be prepared to be released to the public, which means that there are going to be some victim names that are going to be redacted, potentially some means and sources that are potentially going to be redacted. I don't know how significant the redactions are going to be, but you have a situation where the main issue of the left for quite some time was essentially Epstein files, where's the list? Release the list. We want it now. Okay, so that was done. Now what's the left screaming about? There was an X post that I read online, I think it was last night, and it was somebody who was saying that they had a conversation. I think it was Insurrection Barbie. I want to give credit where credit is due on X. And she was talking about having a conversation with her friend. And she said the two of them had been friends since junior high. And her friend on the left, Barbie on the right. And they started talking about politics because politics generally end up coming up that way. And while they were talking about politics, it naturally goes to the person on the left is just going over and over again how everything is about Trump, how much they hate Donald Trump, how terrible Donald Trump is. And Barbie says to her, like, can you tell me what you stand for? And then she starts repeating all of the things that she hates about Donald Trump. And Barbie was basically saying, like, can you talk about what you stand for without being obsessed with Donald Trump? And she couldn't do it. Everything that she stood for was centered around who Donald Trump is and how much they hate him, which, I don't really understand how that materializes into some sort of policy platform when Donald Trump is no longer in office. Here's Jillian Michaels talking to Don Jr.
Your father and your family has built a far bigger and more accepting tent than the left. And I don't think you guys get the credit for that. And I personally want to say thank you. I had a complete misconception about who your dad was going to be in his presidency. And I have to say I was wrong. I'm clearly wrong. I'm married. My family's intact. And no one's threatened it. And if anything.
You mean you haven't been thrown in the gulags yet, Jillian? Because I was told you're going to the gulags.
So there you have Jillian Michaels and Don Jr. talking about how much people have been misled as to who Donald Trump is, what he's going to do when he's the president in his first term and now in his second term. And we're asking you on the Annie Frey YouTube live chat poll today to grade President Trump's second term so far. Let's get to our guest. Link Lauren joins us once again. Link, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, happy Thanksgiving. So great to have you back on the show.
Hey, Annie, thanks for having me. Great to be here.
You're welcome, of course. We appreciate your time. I wanted to give you the opportunity. You cover the president. You're at the White House. I love watching your videos pop up where you ask questions that Donald Trump loves answering. What's your assessment so far? What people expected when President Trump was campaigning, he gets elected. What kind of grade would you give President Trump so far in his second term?
I definitely give President Trump an A. I think a lot of people forget how bad things were under Joe Biden, right? You had sky-high inflation. You had millions of people pouring through the border, millions of gotaways. We could have tons of sleeper cells here now that we don't even know about. I mean, even Joe Biden, he's the one who flew over these Afghan nationals. And then we look at this horrific tragedy of what happened to Sarah Beckstrom, and the other young man is fighting for his life in Washington, D.C., the two young National Guardsmen. That wouldn't have happened with President Trump. So I'm so happy that President Trump is in office right now. Of course, some people say, what about affordability? What about cost of living? Of course, we have to have that conversation every single day. But if you look back to where things were a year ago, they're definitely so much better. And I'm an optimistic person. I think they're going to get better.
Yeah, I do too. And I think a lot about the economic policies that have been put into place. I hear Treasury Secretary Bessent talking an awful lot about once tax return season gets here is where people are really going to feel their wages go up. They're going to get more of their money back from what they've paid in taxes. So I feel as though the next 6 months are going to be very pivotal as to how people feel about President Trump. But I do notice a lot of, from the outside looking in, silly infighting on the Republican side, almost for the sake of just fighting. And I'm wondering if you think, does Donald Trump still have the same level of support now that he had going into his second term? Has it waned at all?
Well, what's interesting is I even saw a poll on CNN with Harry Enton where it showed his support at 87% with the GOP, which is really good, and it's been pretty consistent. So, no, I definitely think President Trump still has support. I think what happens is on X and on social media, things can seem so much louder than they actually are, right? In the podcast sphere and on social media, it can seem like there's so much infighting and everyone's sniping at each other. But then you go out into the real world, it's really not that way, actually, at all. I think the Democrats have much more infighting going on. They can't even figure out who their successor is going to be moving into 2028, and they can't even figure out their policies. So I think things just seem chaotic on the internet, but they're actually not that bad. And I'll also say this. One thing I love about the Republican Party and something that moved me more to the right the last few years, they support the First Amendment. They support free speech. Right? We can have open debates in public, right? You can have Republican senators and congressmen and people in the administration say, hey, I look at it this way. I disagree with you on this, and that's okay. The Democrats, they very seldom like to have these debates out in public. They like to put up a good front and then go fight in private. Republicans will tell you what they think, and I'd much rather be in that party than across the aisle.
Yeah, amen to that. Link Lorne speaking with us right now, former senior advisor to RFK Jr., a political commentator covering at the White House, and a must-listen-to podcast. Spot on with Link Lorne. You can also subscribe on YouTube to that as well, of course. You're talking about the left being a little bit disheveled right now. I'm thinking off the top of my head, okay, if there was some sort of maybe new Trump voter in 2024 that was like, okay, I can't deal with what the left is giving me. I'm going to try this out over here on the right. I'm looking at the leaders in the Democrat Party, the de facto leaders, and I guess it's Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, maybe Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries. Not a lot of appeal for somebody looking for a political home, I would say, on what the left has to offer at this point.
Right. I think actually the Democrats, what they could use right now is a populist character. Like Zohran Mamdani was a populist character, but his policies would never translate to a general election. Right. So they're going to need someone who can tap into sort of the social media online populism in the way that President Trump did starting in 2015 and 16, but someone with policies that can appeal broadly, right? Because something I've brought up a lot, Kamala Harris had a lot of the same policies as Zohran Mamdani. She really did open borders, the funding of transgender procedures for inmates, all of these things Kamala Harris supported as well as part of this sort of Marxist agenda, but she lost the popular vote in every single swing state. So it's sort of resounding. I think if they can find someone who's more populist on the left and run them, they might have a little bit of success, but they have to be very, very moderate. I think the Democrats, a majority of them don't actually feel this way in private, but in public, they sort of have capitulated to this small, vocal, progressive minority. Like, there's no way Chuck Schumer in private supports a lot of these things that AOC is espousing or anything, but they just are so scared to say it because they don't want to turn off their base or they think they need to run again. So if the Democrats could find a moderate, maybe someone who's actually a closet conservative but is populist, I think they could be good.
You know, like an atrophied muscle, I feel like the Democrat Party has, they've had media cover for so long. Like there's no better battle ready way to go into a campaign than having the media eating out of the palm of your hand and covering. And, you know, whether it's not necessarily just how you cover a story, but in many cases it's how, if you choose to cover the story to begin with, that you look at those personalities, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, are you freaking kidding me? Like, how unattractive politically are those two characters? If they haven't had to exercise that muscle of getting out there in front of people and offering people an understanding of why they should be the ones that are chosen, they have to work for it, then you get Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. And Tim Walz, man, he's having a rough week.
I mean, I had Tim Walz pegged as a joke on day one. The second he came out on stage for the announcement that he was her vice president, I was like, that is Mr. Jazz Hands right there. He's gesticulating, he's waving, he's jumping around, he's like doing herpes, like a cheerleader. But no, Tim Walz has been a joke since day one. What's interesting is, like, the Democrats do get nothing but cover from the media, and they still do largely from the mainstream media. And it's like President Trump, they might not like his answers, but at least he's giving answers and will take questions all day long. I think he took one day off to be with his grandkids one time, and they said he was sick. Something's wrong with him. It's like, oh my God, Kamala Harris went 42 days without an interview. Nobody said a word.
Yeah.
So there is this double standard.
How does that, you know, President Trump has said he's going to rescind all of the executive orders that were done by AutoPen. I wonder how many of those, there's a lot that he's rescinded from what President Biden has done anyway. This is just kind of a blanket way of being like, if it's got the auto pen, we're going to get rid of that. Do you feel like the Democrat Party is going to shape up by midterms and offer a concise idea? I mean, they still will have the ability in the midterms to just be like, come to our side of the party if you hate Donald Trump.
It's interesting because that sort of Trump derangement syndrome narrative didn't work in the last election, and it hasn't really been successful. Like in 2024, people were saying, what policies do you have besides we're not Trump, we hate Trump? Kamala Harris basically ran on, I'm not Trump, right? I'm not Trump and I support abortion. And that wasn't enough to get her over the line, even with, I think, about $2 billion in 107 days. So I do think the Democrats are going to have to come up with much better messaging than we hate Donald Trump. Because even if there are people, let's say they personally don't agree with Donald Trump on maybe how he speaks or his rhetoric, or they have some issues with him, they might still like his policies and pull the lever for him. People say this all the time. They're like, well, President Trump, some of his likability is down in some of these polls. Okay, well, people still would rather have a secure border and some of those policies than the alternative.
Yeah, certainly. We're speaking with Link Lauren. You can subscribe to his podcast. It's Spot On with Link Lauren. I think about the way that America relates with the Trump family, President Trump certainly, but there are a lot of very public figures, of course, in the Trump family. And the lies, the fabricated obstacles that have been laid out in front of President Trump since he came down the escalator. I think it was Don Jr. maybe, or maybe it was Eric who said that right before that happened, he looked and he said, now we find out who our real friends are. Certainly, they have experienced that. But I do believe that the president is getting a little bit more of the benefit of the doubt. I think that the lies that have been told about Donald Trump, that they are a little stale. I think people are a little callous to them, and they're seeing the economic policies, at least the idea of hope that the president has in an America First mentality. Do you feel as though the country is starting to soften a little bit to the idea of at least being amused by Donald Trump and enjoying his family?
Well, it's interesting because the more people see of President Trump and the more of these leaders who come and visit him, they realize, oh, he's actually not this boogeyman figure in this caricature he's made out to be by the media for so many years. I mean, world leaders love him. Everybody from the business industry now who wouldn't have even gone near him 5 years ago, they love him. They're all trying to come to the White House and cut a deal for their company or their investment. So it's interesting. Once people actually see him, they go, oh, he's actually not who the Democrats have been making him out to be whatsoever. He's a regular human being who cares about this country. And I think people forget that President Trump grew up in Queens, and then his dream was to sort of conquer Manhattan and real estate. And he's always just sort of chugged along. He's just a normal guy at the end of the day.
Yeah. Incredibly accessible for someone who actually would have a reasonable understanding to not be as accessible to the normal common folk like us here in the Midwest, you might say. Yeah, I want to ask you about the ballroom. You have, you're at the White House, you're covering the White House. People are up in arms about it. A lot of them who don't understand at all why the president might be implementing this ballroom. Tell me about your assessment of the destruction there on the White House grounds and what you expect to see in the future.
Well, it's interesting because for years they've had to put up these tents on the grass, and people are walking through mud and sludge and the elements when they have to host world leaders. And these world leaders come here and they go, oh, my God, the United States. It's like, are we having a state dinner in a Denny's? Like, what is this dirty tent we're in and what's going on? I love Denny's. But I think it's time we have a ballroom where we can actually host real events and have these people come. And you have to sort of project pomp and circumstance and strength. You can't have some wimpy put-up tent when leaders come. I also think it'll be great to generate revenue. They'll be able to host bigger events where people can give money and do things like that. So I think it'll be great to have the ballroom. And it's interesting to see all the pearl clutching. People had no problem with what Bill Clinton was doing in the White House in the 90s and some of the other sort of horrific things that have happened. Cocaine at the White House the last few years. You had topless trans people on the White House lawn. And so for all these Democrats to say it's such a sacred place, it is sacred, but you guys weren't the ones who were respecting it. I think the ballroom will look great, right? I think it'll look amazing.
Yeah. It also will establish a more secure area for the president, the people who are surrounding the president, to be able to be maintained and secured there on the White House grounds, as opposed to having to go across town and shutting down traffic and all of that type of stuff.
Totally. It's like, let's just have the ballroom. Everyone relax. I mean, for me, I think I'm not going to be happy until the White House is gold. I want the beast to be painted gold. I want more gold everywhere. I want the gold ballroom. Like, this is not enough. I think there are a few square inches on the wall in the Oval Office that could put more gold. So, no, I definitely think that we need the ballroom ASAP.
All right, last question before we let you go. We're speaking with Link Lauren. You can subscribe
Mhm.
to his podcast, Spot On with Link Lauren. You're talking about the inside of the Oval Office. We're going to hear the president speaking from the Oval Office here in about 30 minutes. When you walk into that Oval Office and you see what President Trump has done, is it gaudy and do you love it, or is it beautiful? How do you explain to us who haven't been there what it's like to walk into that room?
Annie, you know I am a recovering theater kid. I am over the top. I love it. For me, more is more is more, okay? I love it. And you know what? At the end of the day, he's the president. The Democrats who don't like the redecorations at the White House, you know what? Maybe win an election, and then you guys can decide what you want to do with the White House renovations. That's sort of the impetus of this whole thing. You guys, maybe if you win an election, you can make some changes to the White House, but you lost. So go circle the wagons. I love it. I think we need more gold. It works for him. Would it work for everybody else? No. But when you look at some of these pictures, it looks so drab. At least there's some life and color in there.
Yeah, I'm just in my mind imagining President J.D. Vance being able to come into the Oval Office and being incredibly conflicted as to whether he removes a little bit of the Donald Trump that is everywhere in that historic room. Link, we appreciate you. Please come back again soon. We love having you. We love your insight.
Thank
Take
you
care.
so much, Annie. Merry Christmas. Bye.
Merry Christmas. Bye-bye. Link Lauren, it's a must-subscribe to podcast. If you like political commentary, if you like reaction, if you like the news, I mean, he is in the press pool there at the White House. He is covering everything that is happening with his own special type of way. It's entertaining, but it's informative. A must-subscribe to podcast, Spot On with Link Lauren. And we appreciate his time today. All right, let's take a quick break. Like I said, the president is going to be speaking from the Oval Office, as we understand it, at 1 o'clock. Now, they said it was at 1 o'clock. It's never at 1 o'clock when they say it's at 1 o'clock. We were supposed to talk to Link at 1:30, but we're like, President Trump will probably be talking then. We will carry it for you here on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis's Fox News radio affiliate. You're in the right place, but you already knew that, of course. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back.
I'm in love with your body. I'm in love with your body. Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with the shape of
When we can, we let the story begin. We're going out on our first date. You and me are thrifty, so go all you can eat. Fill up your bag and I fill up the plate.
All right, Air Comfort Service. The furnace, how's it doing? How is your house heating right now? Is it, are you noticing that the furnace is doing its work? Or are you like, good grief, it's chilly in here and the furnace has been running all day? You can call Air Comfort Service. They have 24/7 emergency service. So this is a great number to have in your phone for your HVAC system. But I also want to implore you, you folks who know that you have mom and dad who are maybe at their house right now and they're probably not checking up on these things, or at least not enough. They do 24/7 emergency service, and if you're going to send somebody to somebody's home to check it, you need to make sure that you trust those people, and you can 100% trust the folks at Air Comfort Service. 314-513-0091, a $99 service call. There's never a good time where your heat is going to go out, but if you find yourself with no heat or no hot water this holiday season, call Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. 314-513-0091 for just $99. A licensed technician will come to your home and do a thorough diagnostic check and test of your system. 314-513-0091. Call the people I trust at Air Comfort Service, aircomfortservice.com.
When you're approaching retirement, there are a lot of questions to answer. Do you have enough money to fund your income for life? How should you claim Social Security? And what's your plan for health care and long-term care? Hi, I'm Eric Robert, Director of Investments with the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel and host of On the Money Saturday mornings at 11 on 97.1 FM Talk. Don't leave your retirement to chance. It's crucial to understand and address relevant risks before you retire. Our team can help you get organized, guide you through critical retirement decisions, and create an investment portfolio designed around your needs. To schedule your free retirement plan consultation, go to clearpathinvesting.com. That's clearpathinvesting.com. Or call us at 636-695-2650. That's clearpathinvesting.com or 636-695-2650. Stifel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member SIPC and NYSE.
Today's YouTube live chat poll. We want you to grade President Trump's second term so far. So the grading goes like this. We've got A, B, C, D, or F. So jump on Annie's YouTube page, Get your grade in, and then leave us a comment telling us why you gave him that grade. We want to know what you think, where he's doing well, what he could have improved on, or what he could be improving on. Vote in the poll at Annie Fry's YouTube page. The time is 12:42. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
From Alton to Wildwood, 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Ooh, Merry Christmas, Christmas comes this time each year. Ooh, well, way up north where the air gets
All right, so the president has been, for over an hour now, been hosting the cabinet meeting. They've been going around the circle and listening to what each cabinet member has had to say. I think they're pretty close to being done. They're going to need to, because the president needs to get into the Oval Office to make that announcement. That's probably not going to happen at 1:05. We will be here to cover it when it does. But they're going to get to Marco Rubio here.
Cleaning up ponds and fountains.
This is Doug Burgum. Marco Rubio is going to be next. Let's listen to what the Secretary of State has to say.
Economically, it's never going to be looking better, just like the White House has never looked better, all because of your vision leadership. So again, thank you, sir. You've given an incredible Christmas gift to Americans by setting us up for an incredible 250th anniversary.
That's very nice. Thank you, Doug, very much. Marco?
Well, thank you, Mr. President. First of all, this is a very talented team, as you've seen, and as you know, because you picked every single one that's on. You deserve tremendous credit for doing that. It's an honor to be in this role. It's also an honor to be involved in and be a witness to what I believe is the most transformational year in American foreign policy since the end of the Second World War, at least. And it's transformational because for the first time in a long time, we have a president who basically puts America at the forefront of every decision we make in our relations with the world. And that may sound weird to people, like, of course you always do. No, that hasn't always been the case until about a year ago. And I think we've all witnessed in our own respective spaces how in every interaction the president has with the world, the goal he has in mind is very simple. Does what you want us to do, or is it what or is it going to make us stronger? Is it going to make us richer? Is it going to make us safer? If it is, he's for it. If it's not, he's against it. If something's going to make America weaker or poorer or less safe, the president's going to be against it. And every single thing he has done in our foreign policy has been driven by the American people in mind. And I can go down the list. Why has he focused on mass migration? It's very simple, because no country is safe if you can just walk in without us knowing who you are into your country. We've seen the destruction that that's wreaking, not just in our own country, but the impact that it's having in Europe and in many other parts of the world. You talk about trade deals and the trade situation has been involved in. People, all this reporting on it. It's very simple. The president views the last 40 years as an era of which American workers and American farmers have been ripped off. They've been ripped off, and what he's saying is we want to have trade with the world, but it has to be a trade in which American businesses and American workers and the products they make and what American farmers grow and produce has a fair shot to be sold around the world. On issue after issue, that's been the case. You talk about foreign aid reforms. This is not our money. This is taxpayer money. When the president has said we're going to do foreign aid, but we're going to do foreign aid for countries that are aligned with the United States and in a way that doesn't waste the taxpayers' money. Mr. President, you deserve tremendous credit for that. Many of us, the Vice President, by the way, I want to acknowledge, has played an extraordinary role in our foreign policy, and he too has been a witness to all of this as it's been occurring, and he's been a big part of it as well. You talk about NATO. The president's not against NATO. He went to NATO and basically said, look, you guys, we're paying all the money, and he got them to do the 5% commitment, which everybody said was never going to happen. It was impossible. Everything this president does is driven by the American people. Whether you don't have to agree with the actual move, but understand the motivation. The motivation is always you, the American people, and what's good for you, for your family, for the country, and for our economy. But the president is also committed to peace in a way that all of us have seen. He achieved in Gaza, and he does it, by the way, not just because he hates war and he thinks wars are a waste of money and lives, but because he's the only leader in the world that can. No other leader in the world could have pulled off what happened in Gaza. And I can tell you, I can't get into the details. The vice president knows what I'm talking about. That deal doesn't happen without the president's direct interaction with the leaders that were involved in this decision making. And everyone said that deal couldn't hold. And then the president shepherded through the United Nations of all places to get a global coalition of countries to line up behind the peace deal, behind the border peace. And it's still, every day is a challenge, but it's been driven personally by the president. It's the reason why we're involved in this whole Ukraine. Russia conflict. That's not our war. It's not the president's war. This war started, it never would have happened if you'd been president. But this war is going on, and the president is trying to end it, not because, listen, we got a million things to focus on in the world as a country, but he's the only leader in the world that can help end it. And that's why even as we speak to you now, Steve Witkoff is in Moscow trying to find a way to end this war, to save lives of 9,000 people, Mr. President, as you want to know, are dying every week. More people are dying a week in that war than have died in the entirety of the U.S.'s involvement in Afghanistan or Iraq. Just think about that, how bloody and destructive it is. The president's taken on this issue of Sudan personally, not send out deputies to do it. Again, far away from the United States, because he's the only leader in the world that can bring it about to an end, not to mention all the other peace deals, very dangerous ones like India and Pakistan, or Cambodia and Thailand. And so on all these things, Mr. President, I think you deserve tremendous credit for the transformational aspect of our foreign policy. For the first time in probably 4 decades, the American foreign policy is driven by what is good for America and Americans. Whether it makes us safer and stronger and more prosperous. If it is, he's for it. If it doesn't, he's against it. And that sort of clarity is transformational. I close with this, and I know I'm last, so I wanted to be fast, but there was a lot to cover. I do want to say this is the most wonderful and magical time of the year. By that, of course, I'm referring to the college football playoffs. And I just want to say this as a point of personal privilege. And I'm a Florida Gator, but if the University of Miami gets screwed out of the college football playoffs after going 10-2 and beating Notre Dame, the whole thing should be scrapped, and you're going to have to take over it next year.
Oh, man, you got to love that guy, right? You got to love that. That's not Senator Marco Rubio. That's the one thing he's not doing anymore in Washington, D.C. The most wonderful time of the year, college football, and he is there advocating for the University of Miami that did put a thumping on Notre Dame. It was a close game, but Notre Dame didn't show up for that one. That's his one fault, I guess. I don't know. That's great. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We have Wiggins America next. Ethan is filling in for Ryan again. I think we're going to move that to the 1 o'clock hour. President Trump is supposed to give an address from the Oval Office at 1. That's 10 minutes from right now, and he's still in the cabinet meeting. Yeah, this guy can't hang, right? Give me a break. Grade the president on the Annie Fry YouTube live chat poll. A, B/C, D, or F. How do you feel about his second term so far? We'll be right back.
Hey, it's Mark Reardon. Listen to my show all this week for your chance to see Chicago and Styx live in concert at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater August 24th, 2026. It's the Windy City Tour. Tickets on sale Friday. Your chance to win on The Mark Reardon Show on 97.1 FM Talk.
Overhead Door Company of St. Louis is hiring residential garage door technicians and installers. Join the team trusted here since 1926. Apply today, get a call today. No experience necessary. We will train motivated applicants to repair and install garage doors. Mechanical, carpentry, and service industry experience is a plus. Hiring bonus up to $4,000. Benefits include health, dental, vision, and pension. Earn as you learn to service the best garage door customers in St. Louis. Apply today at overheaddoorstlouis.com.
Setting goals for your retirement is one thing, but knowing how to achieve those goals is another. For tips on building a better nest egg, listen to the All Financial Hour with Steve All.
Let's sit down and talk about your questions, because I think that's the most important thing that it is out there. It's what questions do you have?
Saturday mornings at 6 or Saturday afternoon at 4, right here on 97.1 FM Talk.
New tax resolution firms are popping up every day with high-paid celebrity endorsers, advertising ridiculous claims in their TV ads. That's why they have the tiny, unreadable disclaimers at the bottom of the screen. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm. Our ads never have those ridiculous, fast-talking, tiny disclaimers at the end because, simply put, there are no guarantees when it comes to the IRS and wiping out tax bills. And we don't make promises we can't keep. Of course, there are ways the Lance Drury Law Firm can help resolve your tax debt, but no company can guarantee it will eliminate it. This is why their clients call the Lance Drury Law Firm when those promises don't pan out. If you have tax problems, you have legal problems, call me, Lance Drury in St. Louis, at 314-260-6120 or visit Lance, DRURY law.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Rooted in faith, grounded in family. We're back with more truth. This is the Annie Fry
watched the video yesterday of you being Donald Trump talking about slew soccer.
Yeah, I did.
Did you see? So we have a YouTube short on it, but the YouTube short kind of pulls out your hand. You can't. People have to go back and look at the actual video.
It was in there. I thought it was in there.
Your hand just reaches a little bit out of the. It might not have been in the video to begin with because of the way we have the shots up. But you had the hand out and you turned your hand in your head a little bit, and you said it was great. Did you see what I saw?
Historically great.
Yeah. Did you see what I saw?
Yeah, I did. I did.
So in my mind, yesterday. Ethan was doing in Sports and Local. He was talking about how apparently amazing our SLU soccer team is.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Some might even say they were great or whatever you said. And he went into Donald Trump, like immediately into the best Donald Trump impersonation we've ever had on the show, except for that one comedian.
I wasn't even trying.
Well, see, that's the question I have for you today. Do you practice it?
No.
I think you do.
I kind of suck at it, I think. I think
If you don't practice it, then you're just naturally exactly like Donald Trump.
Oh, God. I don't know how I feel about that.
Leader of the free world.
Yeah, I guess so. No.
Not a lot of confidence.
I take with great pride that I have a better Trump impression when I'm just talking normally than when I'm actually trying to sound like Donald Trump. Take great pride in that.
YouTube live chat poll for today is grade President Trump's second term so far. I think the next one's going to be grade Ethan's Trump impersonation.
Well, I'm just going to grade myself and how I think I'm doing at life, and I'm going to give myself an A.
At life. You and Ryan are very similar people.
But I have hair.
Oh, man.
He's not even here.
That's right. This is the time when I can take shots at him.
Low blow. What was it that I was seeing? Somebody was talking about hair. And Ryan talks about this. He wants to have hair. If somebody wants to change something like that about themselves and they can make it happen, shouldn't they just do it? Shouldn't you not care at all about did you get hair plugs? I don't even know if they're plugs anymore. Just do it. If that's what makes you happy, imagine going through the rest of your life not having something like that done. Because of what other people were going to think about you, you never even considered what you think about yourself.
Yeah, I mean, there's levels to this. If you are doing this, I think sometimes there are levels to the do it if it makes you happy. Because there's a lot of things that you could say that where it doesn't apply and it doesn't make sense to do it. But in this case, I don't see a huge issue with it personally. I mean, I think a lot of it depends on what's under the surface and the reason behind which you're doing it.
Theo Vaughn talks about getting hair implants.
Really?
Yeah.
I would love to know what Theo Vaughn thinks about that.
And, well, he got them himself, I think. But, again, with Theo Vaughn, everything he says could be complete crap. It's hard to pick out what Theo Vaughn says when he's selling something. The things he says, there's no place that he's not willing to go.
Theo Vaughn, did you know that? Have you heard his connection with college football lately?
Yes.
He tried really hard to get a date with Diego Pavia, the quarterback, his mom, the quarterback.
Not with Diego.
No, I had to make sure I put those two together. He tried to get a date with his mom.
Yeah.
Diego Pavia is the favorite for the Heisman right now. So
yeah.
This is a really big name
High
quarterback.
profile.
Yeah.
Yeah. He got it.
He got a date. I don't think they're dating. I think they're just friends.
We'll see.
Friends.
The president is still in the cabinet meeting. Of course, they go around and take questions. We're going to listen to him speak from the Oval Office as soon as he gets to the Oval Office. Don't go away.
They get asked a lot on when's the best time to buy a furnace or an air conditioner. And my response always is, with us, it doesn't really matter. I don't mark your prices up because it's cold or it's hot. But with the tax credit that's expiring at the end of the month of December for 2025 and 0% interest on all of our products right now. So you get 0% through the month of December on the majority of what we offer you, furnaces or air conditioners or both. That's a big savings to you. That makes it really, really affordable, not just because it's Christmas or anything like that. It's just if you can eliminate interest, that's a lot of money a month that you save. So if you're in need for a furnace or a furnace and air, call me. One easy number in Missouri and Illinois, 314-293-2600. Or Bart Inman, that's Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com. Merry Christmas and God bless.
So I just got an email from a listener yesterday and was like, hey, who's the guy who does the trust, the planning, the estate planning that you talk about? And I'm very excited to be able to reply back. SiviaLaw.com, SIVIA, Todd Sivia at Sivia Law. That's who worked on the trust with my husband and me. Now, I know that there are people out there right now, you're in your 60s and you're thinking about this type of stuff and you're like, okay, we need to have that looked at. I want to talk to you folks in your 40s, maybe even your 30s, maybe in your 50s. You've got kids at home that are dependent on you and you haven't taken this step yet. Do something that is very simple, very stripped down, but make sure that your kids are taken care of. Have you thought about this? Chances are it's crossed your mind, it freaks you out, and you have put the thought out of your mind. Call Todd Sivia right now, and if you're one of the first 10 callers to mention my name, you can get that strategy session $300 fee waived, but you got to mention my name. 833-995-WILL, 833-995-WILL. Protect your kids. That's what it's all about, isn't it? SiviaLaw.com.
Men. Need a clinic that accepts all insurance, including Medicare? U.S. Men's Medical Center in St. Peters does. U.S. Men's helps men experiencing loss of energy, focus, concentration, and low libido. And they accept all insurance, even Medicare, for testosterone replacement therapy. Patients love the staff and the fact that, yes, I'm going to say it again, they accept all insurance, including Medicare. Feel better? Call U.S. Men's Medical Center at 636-244-5333.
250 years ago, a promise was made to connect families and friends near and far. And during the holidays, that promise is more important than ever. That's why USPS is building a better network to meet your needs with timely deliveries, easy and affordable ways to ship, and everything you need to make your season full of holiday cheer. Our purpose is delivering your peace of mind, knowing your love will arrive, bringing joy to all. The United States Postal Service. Learn more at USPS.com/holidays.
KFTK FM Florissant from the Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's Injury Lawyers Studio. Call 314-777-7777.
That's 314-777-7777.
A message to President Trump. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. From the family of a National Guard member who remains hospitalized after last week's shooting in D.C.
He's a miracle. I was there when the surgeons came in, and they wanted you to know this. He's a miracle, and if everyone in this country can continue to pray for that family. He's got a long road ahead of him, but he is a miracle.
Attorney General Pam Bondi says she was with Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf's family yesterday. He was critically wounded in the shooting that killed another soldier.
The monster will be held accountable who did this.
The suspect has also been in the hospital, but we're just getting word charges have now been filed, including multiple murder, assault, and gun counts. The attack has already led to an expanding review on immigration policies. The accused gunman had been allowed into the U.S. as part of a refugee program after working with the CIA in Afghanistan, then was granted asylum earlier this year. About 2 months before, President Trump imposed a travel ban on multiple countries, including Afghanistan. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem proposing to add more countries to the ban as ICE enforcement operations continue around the country.
Our 10,000th ICE officer will be on the job within 10 days. So we have hired 10,000. We've had hundreds of thousands of applications.
The funding for new agents included in the president's big, beautiful bill. Democrats call that bill a betrayal, arguing Trump policies are hurting families.
I think for congressional Democrats in particular, if they want to talk about affordability, they ought to look in the mirror. We are fixing what they're broken. We're proud to do it. It's the job that we were elected to do. But I think 2026 is going to be the year where this economy really takes off.
Vice President J.D. Vance at a cabinet meeting where the president repeated his call for a tariff dividend check to Americans. And moments ago, the president calling affordability a hoax and emphasizing prices coming down, including for gas and eggs. America is listening to Fox News.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline nasal spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
An official message from Medicare. Couple more minutes and we'll start this month's book club.
You know, I usually love a plot twist, but this year I'm comparing my options during Medicare open enrollment.
You can't assume your current health or drug plan is the best one for you.
And you got to make sure your drugs are covered. That's important.
So is saving money.
Review all your options at Medicare.gov. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation, weather.
I promised a cold start to the month of December. Partly sunny, fresh snow cover, only 28 for the high today. Tonight, clear and cold, 21. Wednesday, partly sunny. Little southerly flow will try to warm it up to 39. It will be a struggle. Another cold front coming by Wednesday night. Clouds, cold, 16. And Thursday, partly sunny. High Thursday, only 23. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
The Annie Fry Show is sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. If you need a new furnace, get Carrier Cool Cash rebates and 0% financing so you'll be nice and cozy as the weather turns. For a free estimate on a new heating system, visit aircomfortservice.com.
Annie Fry, Ryan Wiggins, Brad Brain.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride. What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
For goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk.
Well, so the president's still doing this cabinet meeting started at 10:30, and he's still there. Scoot is in the chat. We're happy to see him back there. But he said President Trump looks a little drowsy or tired or something. Well, no sugar, Sherlock. I think we all would be. You've been in meetings like that before where you're like, oh my gosh, this thing will never end. And then you're like, gosh, I called this meeting. I'm going to pop it up here again. I've got it still going here on the White House. They're taking questions from the press, and it keeps going and going and going. Now, the president was supposed to speak from the White House at 1 o'clock from the Oval Office. We're checking in on that to see if we can get an update on what is going to be delivered there. Come on, let's see if this is going to work. Because they didn't say specifically what exactly they were going to be announcing at 1 o'clock from the White House. But let's listen in here. This is President Trump and you got to be ready on the dump button there because he said some colorful words here.
I think this is the most transparent administration I've ever seen.
I'm impressed by these people. I'll tell you, how strong are you? You've been holding that for 2 hours. You know, there are very few physically. There are very few people who could do. I'm very proud of you. I have no idea who you are, but you're strong.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, last week, militia groups in Iraq attacked the Kurdistan region's gas field, the largest gas field, which even the U.S. companies invested in the energy sector in the Kurdistan region. And the Kurdistan Prime Minister requested the United States to provide them some sorts of means and defense systems in defending their civilian infrastructure and U.S. investment in the Kurdistan region. Are you willing to providing them the support? And if I had this question, tomorrow the United States is going to open and inaugurate.
Can you speak louder?
Yeah, of course.
Is that possible? Yeah, the most gentle, beautiful voice. A gentle person. Go ahead. Just take fewer words and louder.
Yeah, sure. I repeat my first question. Last week, the Iraqi militia groups attacked one of the largest gas fields in the Kurdistan region of Iraq, which even the U.S. companies have invested in these gas fields.
Yeah.
And then,
are you from Iraq?
I'm from Kurdistan, Iraqi Kurdistan.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm working for Huda Media Network. And the Kurdistan region prime minister, he requested the United States to providing them some sort of defense system to defending these gas fields and U.S. investment in the Kurdistan region. Are you willing to helping them?
Well, we'll look at it. I heard about it, and I'm hearing about it more now, frankly. It wasn't at the top of my list. It's a very unusual question, I think, but I assumed you're from the area, and to you it's a very important question, and to me it is also, because people are being killed. I will say this, Iraq has been much different in terms of us than they were prior to us taking out the nuclear capability of Iran. You know, Iran has gone down many, many steps in terms of its fear factor. They were the bully of the Middle East, and they're really not the bully of the Middle East anymore. And Iraq was being bullied by Iran. You know, we had a president that thought it was brilliant to blow them up, and they blew them up, and all of a sudden instead of having a power that was basically equal to Iran. They had Iran ruling the Middle East for a long period of time. But Iraq, from the day we hit them with those B-2 bombers and knocked out and obliterated, because CNN said, well, maybe it wasn't total obliteration. Well, it turned out it was totally obliteration. It was every single one of those missiles hit its target. It was actually amazing, but it was wiped out, totally wiped out. I will tell you, Iraq has been a much friendlier place. They talk to us. The Prime Minister actually nominated me, along with about 78 other countries, for the Nobel Prize. I'm the only one that was nominated by almost 100 countries that didn't get it. But that's okay. But I saved a lot of lives. But Iraq nominated us for the Nobel Prize, and that was a great honor. You know, we didn't expect that from Iraq. Iraq has been a much different place since the taking out of Iran the nuclear capability. Yeah, let's get to another question.
The meeting.
Here we go. This guy's a beauty.
Secretary Rubio mentioned the meetings ongoing in Russia today. Do you have any update from Mr. Witkoff or Mr. Kushner?
No,
on
no
that,
update, because I've been spending too much time with you. I mean, we're spending a lot of time in here. We wanted to do this you talk about being open and transparent. This has to be the most transparent administration in history. We spent a lot of time answering your questions and giving you a lot of good results. I mean, I think everybody here gave you good results. But no, I don't. I will have after I leave here.
Or do you hope for a breakthrough, or is it not
I
quite
don't
at
know.
that stage?
I don't know. Look, I don't know. All I can tell you is that we're trying very hard to save 25 to 30,000 people, mostly men, mostly soldiers, every month.
So President Trump's still speaking from the cabinet meeting there. The announcement that was supposed to be made at 1 o'clock from the Oval Office, that's not happening yet. There was a development today. I think maybe this is what Brad and I are researching this, what this announcement might be that was supposed to be scheduled for now. The Dell family of Dell computers what's the total investment on that? I know that it was $250 per kid.
Yeah, I think it worked out to be about $6.5 billion.
Billion dollars that they're looking to invest in what are being referred to as Trump accounts. I don't know how they came up with that. But remember when they were saying at the beginning of 2026, well, actually, I think it's retroactive for 2025, that if you had a baby in 2025, they're going to get a Trump account. Essentially saying they're going to I think it was $1,000 maybe per kid was going to be put into an account, and it was going to accrue interest over time. And gosh, I kind of feel like, gee whiz, can you trust the American people to handle this type of an investment? I think you can, because I think that's what the free society is built on, that the government doesn't take care of it for you because the American people are too stupid to take care of it for themselves. But I love the idea of an investment in children when they're born, money that it gets invested in their name that can't be touched by family members or anything like that, that it grows over the course of time, maybe begin to take access to it by the time you're 18 or something like that. But the Dell family has come out and said that they're going to invest $250 a kid, a baby. That's incredible. That's absolutely incredible. And it's so amazing to see these incredibly wealthy people, the big, bad, scary, rich people that became really rich in America, the land of opportunity, to see them see an opportunity to step in and put their money towards something without the government forcing their hand, or even worse, taking the money from them and telling them, we're going to tax you to this extent. We're going to take your money and we're going to put it where we think is best. Shrimp on treadmills. That's still my favorite. Did that come out in the airing of grievances of Rand Paul? I feel like
that is my memory, that it was the airing of grievances.
Have you ever seen a shrimp on a treadmill? You better go look at it, because you freaking paid for it. So we should be close to the airing of grievances. I was thinking about this in the way in. This is a stupid, probably incredibly elementary position to take on this. The Democrats are very opposed to tariffs, right?
Yes.
Why? Pretty much just because Trump is for them. Mm-hmm. Why are they so opposed to taxing other people? Why do they love taxing Americans so much, but they're so opposed to taxing other people? Now, listen, I am not an economist. I do like money. I do want more money. I do spend a lot of money on a family of 6, and I send my kids to parochial school, not because I want them to, not because I hate the public school system. I think there are a lot of problems with the public school system, but point to the school and I'll tell you that there are areas for improvement anywhere, any place, anytime. There are no perfect schools. But when I send my kids to a Lutheran school, guess what? The first thing they learn about? Jesus. That's why I invest in that, because one thing you're not getting in a public school, outward education on Jesus. So that's a priority for me, and I'm happy to invest in my kids' future, and by future, I mean eternity, by sending them to a Lutheran school. When we take our time to look into how Americans want to live individually, how they want to live their lives, I'm interested in why people spend the money on the things that they do. I know certainly when I prioritize the budget that we have in our house, we got to pay your bills, you got to put food on the table, we pay for our kids' education. Then after that, you figure out what you have left and you try to make the most of it. Taxes, right now, I mean, if your tax return in 2026 comes back and it's 4 times bigger than it usually is that a windfall of money for you? It sure would be for us. It sure would be an incredible, game-changing circumstance to see that tax return come back at a much larger scale than it normally does. Now, here's the thing. A tax return is money that you've paid into the system that they're saying, nope, this goes back to you. That's different than a stimulus check. You've invested in a tax, and you've paid your taxes over the course of time. If you're like me, I don't pay quarterly. I know a lot of you probably do pay quarterly. I don't pay quarterly. The money goes in. Annie, but that's an interest-free loan. I do not want to owe taxes come tax time. I do not want to owe taxes. Yes, I understand. Yes, I still owe them. I don't want to owe more than what I've already had withdrawn from my paycheck. I do want a tax return. I don't spend the time. I do have someone do my taxes, but I don't spend the time to try to make it so it's zero. That's just what I've chosen to do. I'm sure that when I don't have 4 kids that I'm putting through school and everything, that maybe I will have a different opinion on it. But that's where we are right now. If you don't have to have as much money taken out of your paycheck, if you get to keep 85% of your paycheck when it comes to federal taxes instead of 80% of your paycheck just went up. Mm-hmm. Your checking account just went up. And that happened because of Donald Trump's policies. That happened because of Donald Trump's initiative to give the American people the opportunity to stimulate the economy with their own money. Not let's take money from all of the people and then we'll give it back to them in one way, shape, or form. The president said today, and I don't know, tell me if we have this clip. Did you have the clip? I didn't tell you to get this, about where he talked about income taxes.
The president?
Yeah. He said earlier and by earlier, I mean hours ago, at the same cabinet meeting that I think he's still in right now. He was talking about the tariffs and the success of the tariffs. He has said this for quite some time now. His goal is to tax other people, other countries, and to levy a tax against the trade that exists and a tariff, and eliminate income taxes for you. That's actually being discussed right now. And of course, the Democrats are going to be like, oh, no, you can't do that. You have to tax the American people. And then they shouldn't say it like that. But that's what they're saying. You need to stick it to the Americans. If a lot of people will say tariffs are causing the price of goods to go up. I don't know. Like I said, not an economist, not going to play one on the radio. If tariffs, if charging other countries on, imports and exports as trade is going on, if that causes the price to go up on goods and services here in the United States, and I don't know that it will, but let's just agree with them for a second to say, oh, it's making things cost more. If you don't have to pay income tax and you have more money in your checking account, money that you earned, your money, the government is not allowing you to keep it. They're just not taking it from you anymore like they did before. Then we start to get more to a consumer tax situation where you are going to maybe pay more. I don't know if this is going to happen. I'm not predicting the future. I don't know. If I am right about this, then I got lucky. But if goods or services do end up costing a little bit more because of tariffs, the way some people suggest that they are going to, but you don't have to pay income taxes, then your expense is going to dictate where your tax money ends up going, as opposed to just going to the government where they launder it through a system to, help socially, infrastructure, all these types of things, other places, based on what they determine is good with that dollar. I have to say, it really all comes down to, I trust Donald Trump. I understand if you don't. I understand if you look at Donald Trump and you're a little leery. You're like, gosh, I don't know. Sure as sugar, I am not trusting Joe Biden. I am not trusting Kamala Harris. I am not trusting Gavin Newsom. I am not trusting Zoran Mamdani. I am not trusting Tim Walz. I am not trusting Chuck Schumer. I am not trusting Hakeem Jeffries. I am not trusting Jasmine Crockett and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Bernie Sanders, because they've never seen a dollar I've made that they don't think that they are entitled to. They believe that the money that you're making and the money that I'm making is best determined, its final destination, through the government. The money that you make to somebody like Bernie Sanders, they will allow you to keep a portion of it. That's the way they view it. That's the way the far left progressive Democrat Party views it. Not how Democrats view it that way, but the people who are speaking on behalf of Democrats today. That's how they view it. You're too stupid to manage your own money. Let them do it for you. You couldn't possibly know what the best thing to do with that dollar is. I trust Donald Trump. Proven track record when it comes to actual success. He was talking about the ballroom and how they work till midnight, apparently. I love it when he talks about the First Lady. I love it when he talks about the little conversations he and the First Lady have, which in my mind, I'm not 100% sure that they even have these little conversations. I don't know how often they're in the same place at the same time having these little conversations. I'm sure it happens. But he goes, the First Lady says to me, "Darling, would you tell them to stop the machines? I'm trying to sleep." And he goes, "No, honey, I love that. I love that noise. That's progress." That's what he says. He believes that. He said at a different cabinet one time that the sound of construction, he goes, "Sounds to me like money." That's what he says. And he's implementing it because we chose him. We chose him to go do the things that he's doing. And I trust him. He could break my trust. I could be wrong. Totally open to that fact. But I don't think he's been wrong yet, and I don't think I've been wrong to trust him yet. Go grade the president on the Annie Frey YouTube channel right now. We would love to have your feedback, your vote. How do you grade President Trump's second term so far? A, B/C, D, or F? Got 165 votes in right now. Let's see here. Mark Anderson says A+. Only complaint I have is the deportations are not happening fast enough. More housing available in these areas and Americans can become employed. Scooter said, I chose F because of the economic and foreign policy failures. And Joe disagrees with Scooter, says I chose A because of the economic and foreign policy successes. So there you have it, a little bit for everybody. Annie Frey YouTube channel, go vote. We'll be right back. So I want to talk to you about Lutheran education. I was just doing a little bit of that there in the last segment. Now, I do partner with the Lutheran Elementary School Association to get the word out that Lutheran schools, 34 of them, elementary schools in the area, are waiting to meet your kid, your grandkid. And that, oh gosh, if you haven't looked into one of them yet, first of all, you go to one Lutheran school and then you go to the next and the next. They are very different in the type of atmosphere, the size, all of that. But they all have a foundational biblical understanding of Jesus, which, again, first and foremost, that's what I need. I want you to learn about math after you learn about Jesus. That's for my kids. Maybe for yours as well, your grandkids as well. The Lutheran Elementary School Association, with 34 elementary schools across the area, 4 high schools with one more coming in fall of 2026. They want to meet you. They want to meet your family. And I think that once you go visit a few of these Lutheran schools, you'll be like, oh my gosh, this is what I've been dreaming of. Actually dreaming of. A Lutheran education, lots of kids that go to school that are Christian, that some that are not even Christian, who give them the opportunity to learn about faith, but in a welcoming environment. You want this for your kid. I want this for your kid or your grandkid. Check it out. Tuition assistance available as well. Lisa with an E. LESA-STL.org.
License number E2014A.
Hey, it's good to see you.
Dad, that's what Grandpa Rip always said.
That's right. 50 years ago, Grandpa started Grasser. And whenever a customer called, he'd smile and say, hey, it's good to see you.
Hey, it's good to see you.
It was his way of treating people like neighbors, not numbers. That's why we still say it today.
Green is always Grasser at GrasserHomeservices.com.
Hey, it's good to see you.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on.
If you are facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood, St. Louis.
Sponsored by Progressive. We make the claims process easy so you can get back on the road in no time. It's why over 43 million drivers trust Progressive. See for yourself at Progressive.com.
This is the Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. How rude it is to interrupt Bing Crosby when he's doing his thing. I always know where I am the first time in a Christmas season that I hear Bing Crosby's White Christmas. It's like the official start of the Christmas season for me. And the first time I heard that was our last volleyball practice of the fall season, which was the first full week of November. I would let the girls pick some music to play. We'd listen to like show tunes. They'd like to listen to 2010s pop music, which is interesting to me. But the last day they were like, let's listen to Christmas music. So I put on a Spotify Christmas playlist and got to hear Bing Crosby. And I was like, okay, well, I guess that's the official start. So I'm curious how your Christmasing is going on. Are you having success? Are you shopping? Are you decorating? We got all of our decorating done at our house. Black Friday, my husband did the outside. And the snow was coming on Friday, so it was like, get the outside done as fast as you can. Now, I've had many conversations over the years about my husband and going on to the roof to put the lights up. I love Christmas lights. I love the lined gingerbread house. My personal favorite, what we had on our house, was the bigger bulbs, C9s. Is that what they are, I think?
Yeah.
C9s. C9 and red and white. So like a little candy cane type of a thing. To the point where we couldn't find them to buy them. We had to make them. So you had to buy red and white strands of lights and unscrew all the bulbs, every other bulb in each strand, and then make them red and white, which is really frustrating when one light bulb goes out and you've got to like find the bulb and so on and so forth. But we have a 2-story house. We have a walkout basement. So in the back, it's a 3-story house. If you have a fight with gravity and of course lose. And it was so stressful for me to watch my husband scaling around up there. And he's like, it's fine. It's easy. It's no problem. Like, I'm like, sure. Until you fall off the roof. So I think last year was the first year I was like, let's just put a ton of stuff on the ground. We've got wreaths in the window, big wreath on the house. And we just don't put lights on the top of the roof anymore. It's just, I'm thinking of like, if he fell off the roof, it would be my fault because he was up there doing it for me. And I was like, you can't Just don't do it anymore. I just I hope that you have had a successful decorating season. You got everything out front. We had one sign. It's a joy. It spells joy. Big letters. I think the letters are like 3 feet tall. It didn't light up. What do you do with that? You just throw it away?
I mean, I guess it depends on how much you want to make it work, because you can add lights back to it.
No, it's like
Are they like interior lights?
No, well, the letters are, there's like they're like kind of boxy, so there are ornaments that are inside the letters, and then the lights are inside the ornaments. That we would have to like.
Oh yeah, take it apart and.
I don't think it would look good after we got done trying to fix it. So I guess, I don't know if he just threw it away or whatever, but it was huge. Just toast. I've been trying this year to look at, when you think about, if you're Christian and Christmas is about the birth of Jesus and all that, and for a lot of people listening, I know it is. For some of you listening, it's not that. You could be celebrating Hanukkah. You could celebrate a commercial, secular version of Christmas. Okay. But for me, of course, it's about the birth of Christ. I'm a Christian. I'm raising my kids to be and prioritize that Christianity portion of Christmas. But I was at Home Goods the day before Thanksgiving, Wednesday, and I was looking for placemats. I wanted placemats for my table, and I didn't want to spend a lot of money on them. So go to Home Goods and try to find a good set of placemats, spend less than $30 on it if I can. Find the placemats. But when I walked in, there was this beautiful nativity scene, and the nativity was like a silhouette of, standard fare, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, shepherds, wise men, who weren't there then, but, it's kind of a nerd thing to say. Epiphany, people. So I'm looking at this thing. It's beautiful. It's gold, and it's got kind of like a burlap background to it, and it's flat. It's I saw it immediately. I'm like, this needs to go on the mantle, centerpiece on the mantle, with a heavy wood frame of the manger. And so I bought it. I wasn't. Does anybody go into Home Goods and only buy what you went in there for? I mostly go into Home Goods to browse. But I thought I did well because I bought the placemats. I bought some linen napkins and a manger scene, and it was only $39. So I was thinking I'm doing okay. And it's this nice heavy thing, and I took it in the house, hadn't put any Christmas decorations up yet because Thanksgiving is the next day. We're hosting, and I'm not going to put a bunch of Christmas stuff up. I just didn't have time. But I take it and I set it on top of the mantle, and it just was perfect there. It's the centerpiece of the living room right there on top of the mantle. The mantle had pretty much, I'd cleared off, or didn't have a lot of stuff on it anyway. And I love Christmas decorations. I love, just keep putting them up. I could keep putting them up all Christmas season. And I put it up there, and it was just enough. And I looked at it for a moment, and I was thinking about, getting into the deep-rooted purpose of Christmas, again, for my family, which is the birth of Christ. All of the things, I feel a little bit of an obligation to do all of the holiday things for my family, for the kids. They want to see the same decorations out. We've got this Hallmark thing, and I think they put these out every year, but you press it, and it's these two snowmen, and they bop up and down, and they dance, and they sing I'm gonna eat some candy canes, I'm gonna eat some chocolate chips, and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of cookie dough. They can sing the whole thing. They don't hear it for 11 months of the year. It comes out, and they press that button until the batteries die. So this year I haven't changed the batteries from the last year where they were already dead, so I think they think it's broke. Hopefully they don't know that they could just change the batteries, and hopefully they're not listening from their snow day at home right now and changing the batteries as we speak. But all of these decorations, they get put out every year. You remember the sentimental decorations. You probably remember the silly things that mom put out at your house that it's that's Christmas. It's a little trinket. And that is, in some way, shape, or form, an embodiment of your youth at Christmas. This little thing that you see, and when it comes out, you just have that, oh, yes, that thing. I don't know what that thing is for you. I can think of the manger scene that we had when I was growing up. We had one art project, I think I was in 7th grade, at Trinity Lutheran School in Edwardsville, and we cut out and stitched together these felt doves, and you'd stitch it together, and you'd stuff it full of cotton, and it's just this cute little thing, but it's okay, kids, don't listen right now. Sometimes your kids bring home art projects, and they actually look nice. I mean, every time your kids bring home art projects, it is the most heartwarming thing. You have to keep all of them. All of them you have to keep. You walk near the trash can, they follow you around. And they're like, what are you doing? Where are you going? Why you have that art project that I made with my heart and soul and handed to you with love? And you're like, I was going to put this on the mantle too. But I made that little dove, and it's really cute. It's got a little leaf in its mouth, and my mom always hung it from the chandelier in the living room where we had Christmas. I put up this manger scene on the top of my mantle, and nothing else is out in the room yet. And I just looked at it, and I thought, gosh, the simplicity of this decoration, but more importantly, the simplicity of the first Christmas. How easy it is to forget all about a bed of hay, a manger scene, and that began Christmas. And all of the things that I get in the way, in my mind, nobody's doing this to me. It's not being done to me. I'm giving in to every, quote, obligation that gets put upon me that I have to do during the Christmas season. Have to be here, have to be there, have to buy this, have to get that, have to make this, have to bake that. Those are all choices. You have choices in all of these obligations that you feel that are being put upon you. If it is taking away from the simplicity of the purpose of Christmas, get rid of it. Don't do it. Say no and spend time being still. Spend time appreciating. This sounds very cheesy, I understand that, but the actual gift that started Christmas. And the more simple things get, the more you will actually appreciate the intention of the recognition of Christmas. Yes, from a Christian standpoint, I'm saying this, but I would even venture to say that if you wanted to remove the Christian element of it, and Christians can do this too, you can appreciate Christmas on a variety of fronts. You can appreciate Christmas as the recognition of the birth of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, but you can also recognize Christmas as an opportunity to understand the value of spending time with loved ones, the value, the heartwarming sensation of giving, the gratitude of getting. You can understand and accept all of those things with a Christian foundation, without a Christian foundation. I just think that the Christian foundation makes it a warmer, broader appreciation. But you don't need all the stuff. You don't need all the things. It doesn't have to be Instagram perfect all of the time, because nothing ever actually is. The reason you're envious of the Instagram perfect pictures is because nobody actually has that. And the framing and the time and the effort it took to make that snapshot worth it, that's not life. That's just a picture. I have been compelled this year more than ever to be cool and comfortable with keeping it really simple. I've kind of told myself, like, Annie, you can't manage all of this. You can't do all of this. You can't accomplish all of this. And I'm like telling myself that regularly as an active goal, because I know that I can't, so I might as well kind of own it, but I didn't like it. This year I decided I think I'm going to like it. I think I'm going to appreciate simplicity so that I don't miss the 30, 45 days, however long some of you might celebrate Christmas, the Christmas season. I don't want to miss it because I was obligated the whole time. And if you're feeling obligated on December 2nd, release the obligations that aren't actually helping you celebrate, recognize, and appreciate why we're doing any of this in the first place. Let it go. Just let it go. And then sit still for 5 minutes and go, yeah, this is better. Let's take a quick break. We're going to connect with Amy Colvin here in a minute. It's Giving Tuesday. You want to talk about giving? This is an important day. Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, which we're going to talk about here in a little bit as well. Cyber Monday. Giving Tuesday, that's today. I'm going to give you an opportunity to make an impact on a local St. Louis family, bi-state, Missouri, Illinois family here in a minute. Don't go away. Okay, so a white Christmas, yes. A wet basement, no. You having water seeping into the basement this winter? We didn't get a ton of rain this summer, but then when the rain did come down, it came down a lot. And when that water gets into your basement, it's a problem. You know that it exists. You have that area in your basement that experiences moisture, and you need to stop it. But you kind of been maybe a little bit leery to make the phone call. What's this going to cost me? Maybe a whole lot more if you don't make the phone call. 314-227-9636. 314-227-9636. The website is homeshieldfoundationrepairs.com. But when you call that phone number, Matt Hayes is going to come to your house and look at what you're dealing with and give you the answers that you need to make an educated decision on solving the wet basement problem once and for all. You can trust Matt Hayes to be honest, to be fair, and to be kind. He's one of us. And I hope that you'll invite him over to your home to assess your situation so you can finally get down to a solution. 314-227-9636, homeshieldfoundationrepairs.com.
This is attorney Todd Nissenholt of Kaufman Townsley. Victim of a car accident? Not choosing the best lawyer will cost you. But here's the good news. Since you don't pay unless we win, you can afford the very best. Kaufman Townsley. Call 314-777-7777.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years' experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Missouri can count on.
Hey, it's Mark Reardon. If you're nearing retirement or already retired, call my friends Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw with the Retirement Advisory Group. They'll show you how linking to the market is much safer than owning the market for your retirement savings. They're the official financial advisors of my show. Go to retirementkey.com.
Today's YouTube live chat poll. Grade President Trump's second term so far. Got 4 options. So we've got A, B/C, D, or F. Now, we want you to vote in this poll, but we don't just want you to vote. We want you to leave us a comment telling us why you voted the way you voted. So that way we can understand where he can do better and where he's doing really good. We want your thoughts on it, so please vote in Annie's YouTube poll today, and we might read some of your answers on the air. The time is 1:40. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
For details and a list of all station contest rules, visit www.971talk.com/rules. Bold takes, real talk, no apologies. 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. So as I was talking about before we went to a break, it is Giving Tuesday. I want to talk a little bit more, a little bit later about Small Business Saturday, because that thing got snowed out. And my heart's breaking for a lot of our small business friends out there who were not able to capitalize on Small Business Saturday. So we're going to get to that in a little bit. But I don't want to pass up the opportunity to talk to you a little bit about Giving Tuesday, and a place that I am very, very connected to, love, and support, and want you to feel comfortable loving and supporting as well, is the Lutheran Elementary School Association. Those Lutheran schools, elementary and high schools in the bi-state area, they can use your help today. So let's bring our friend Amy Colvin on, who is with LESA, the Lutheran Elementary School Association. Amy, thank you for spending some time with us this afternoon. It's good to have you here.
Absolutely. Thanks, Andy, for always supporting LESA and all that we do with Lutheran schools.
Well, we've had a good year with you folks this year. We started off in, I think it was at the end of January, with the scholarship drive for the Annie Fry Show Scholarship to help kids in the area get the financial assistance they need to be able to attend a Lutheran school. But that's what you guys do all year. You try to make this possible. Tell me about the Lutheran schools in the Missouri and Illinois area here that people can check out at lesastl.org.
Sure. Yes, we had a great start to the year, and we should start to see some dividends. It's almost a year, so usually that's about the time we start to see some dividends that will affect our scholarship program, which is one of the things that we do, tuition assistance, this last year for our 34 elementary schools in the bi-state area and our 4 high schools, but we provide tuition assistance for the elementary schools. We were able to provide $588,000 in support to over 700 students.
That's amazing.
Who applied for our scholarship that gave access to private Christian education. And we believe that we appreciate all that people do in private education all the way, but of course our support is with our Lutheran education and what we want to do with that. We're preschool through 12th grade. A lot of private education, Christian education doesn't start till kindergarten, so we have a preschool program that we support, and our programs also support the professional development. We recently had a principal win a national award for integrating new cultures. They have 17 different cultures in their school, and she has done a lot of programming and integrating and staffing to make sure that everyone feels welcome and included in her school. And so our teachers and our principals are always doing things to increase the quality of the education that happens in our schools. Plus, we provide access. And then, of course, it's just one of the big things that we do is faith-based curriculum. I mean, I don't care if it's math or PE. Every year we're upgrading curriculum that is faith-based and integrating biblical principles into every section of the curriculum that we do in Lutheran schools.
Yeah, I'm so appreciative of the way with which Lutheran schools carry their business. And I know I being a product of Lutheran elementary schools, graduating from a Lutheran high school at Metro East Lutheran High School, I went to school with a lot of kids who were not Lutheran. They were Catholic, they were Baptist, Presbyterian, all the different types of non-denominational. Some kids that didn't even have a specific church affiliation that sought out Lutheran schools for the environment, for the biblical-based education. It was a reliable place that you could turn your kids over to, and I'm talking about the 90s. This in the 2020s, I think a lot of people are looking for an opportunity for something different. Might have a great public school system where they are, but they just want something more. It's not always about everything else being bad. It's just maybe they want something more specific. They want to feel comfortable turning their kids over to the educators, to the administration, to the peers that they might experience at a Lutheran school. What are some of the reasons that you see, Amy, that people decide, yeah, I think we're going to make the switch. I think we're going to try a Lutheran school?
Yeah, it's definitely all of the things that you mentioned. I think the safety is a big thing that comes forth to a lot of the principals when people are doing school tours or finding out. I just want to feel like my child is safe in school. And that's a lot of different things. That's emotionally and physically in what they do. And then they want that education that is based on the founding parts of education, so arithmetic and reading and all the things, and then the only other thing, of course, we have lots of good electives that are STEM based and all those kinds of things. But the other thing that fills our curriculum is the faith-based education. So they're looking for all of that. They want to be able to talk about Jesus in school. They want their kids to be able to pray. They want the weekly chapel, plus they want safety, and they want excellent education. So, we're really a trifecta on many ways of that. And so we're so thankful to be able to provide that to the community. And in so many places, we have 10,000 students in the metro area. And so there we have, and like we said, an 80-mile square radius of 34 schools and 4 high schools. And one's on the way.
Yeah, exactly.
Fall 26th down in Washington, Missouri, we're going to have another high school.
That's so exciting.
So it's very exciting. God's doing some great things with the Lutheran schools, and our faculty and staff, the people that work in our schools, are truly faith-filled people. I mean, they want to be there, and they're sharing the love of God. I see the love, and I see that in their eyes and in their hearts and in their manner. I aspire to be them because they just radiate God every day. And that's the kind of person I want my child with, and my children were with, the kind of people who radiate those things and can teach them what God has for them.
We're speaking with Amy Colvin with the Lutheran Elementary School Association. Before I let you go, it is Giving Tuesday. I want to ask you to tell us the most simple way. When I go places, Amy, people always say, thank you for what you're doing for Lutheran Education for getting the word out. They're grateful that this show has been able to partner with you to continue to keep Lutheran education top of mind for so many people. A lot of people listening right now have been blessed by Lutheran education, and I'm asking them today to make a donation, maybe to the Annie Fry Show Scholarship. But how can people connect with Lisa today to impact a child in the St. Louis bi-state region and help them access that Lutheran education?
Sure. Just go to the website, LESASASTL.org. And you will find a way to donate to the Annie Fry Scholarship. You'll find a way to just donate to all of our programs, whether it's STEM, the general fund, tuition assistance, whatever is the ministry that it excites you as a part of the overall ministry. And today is a great day. And, we are putting out some information on how to give through donor advised funds but a legacy like you did, Annie, with the show, an endowment, that's a great way. But just giving a $1 gift, a $5 gift, $100 gift, $1,000 gift pays for a student for a year.
That's amazing.
Those kinds of things.
Well, we want to continue to support you. I certainly do, Amy, your entire team there with Lisa, and what you're doing for local kids. It's fantastic. It couldn't be done without you guys and your support. It certainly couldn't be done without the support of our listeners out there who are going to step up and make that their Giving Tuesday donation today. Thank you for the time this afternoon. I hope you're having a great Christmas season. We look forward to having you back.
Thank you, Annie. Thanks for all you do to support this. We couldn't be more thankful and appreciative of our partnership and you bringing light to Lutheran education in the area.
Well, we will keep going.
Add the blessings to you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye. Amy Colvin with the Lutheran Elementary School Association on a Giving Tuesday. Lisa, LESASTL.org. Go check them out. Like she said, you got $1 to spare? Give it to Lisa today, and they will be able to put it to good work. We're going to do, hopefully, another scholarship drive in 2026, so stay tuned for that. Let's take a quick break. Wiggins America with Ethan next.
Love in a simple way, and if you need to know while I'm still standing, you just fade away. Don't you know I'm still standing?
Michael's Flooring Outlet online at igotfloored.com. Are you shopping for flooring and you want a place that you can trust to give you a good deal, to give you the right customer service, the information that you need, value and quality at the same time? Well, you're going to want to shop at Michael's Flooring Outlet. They're online at igotfloored.com, and their website is a treasure trove of information for you before you make your visit to one of their 3 locations across St. Louis. Michael's Flooring Outlet, they are going to give you a lot of that info, that detail online, so you can start that process right now, including just a button right there at the top where you can request an estimate on your flooring project. You can shop the different types of products that they have there. You can also read reviews, people who have used their services, who have invested in their product, and experience what they've experienced through those reviews that they very proudly display right there on their website. You can shop one of their 3 locations and learn what they're about online as well. Get all the details you need at igotfloored.com.
Give something that means something. Roll up your sleeve at the Odyssey Blood Drive in partnership with the American Red Cross, December 16th through the 19th at multiple locations. Make an appointment in the Red Cross Blood Donor app or at redcrossblood.org. Enter sponsor code ODYSSEY for a drive near you.
If you suffer from burning, tingling, or numb feet, pay special attention as we discuss neuropathy with Dr. Patton, D.C. Doctor, what is neuropathy?
Peripheral neuropathy is nerve damage to the feet and legs.
What are the symptoms?
The symptoms are numbness, burning, tingling, pain, and loss of balance.
Is neuropathy treatable?
It's absolutely treatable, and we have amazing results.
If you have burning, tingling, numbness, coldness in your feet or hands or balance issues, call us at Comprehensive Integrated Health today for a nerve damage screening. The screening will tell if you're at risk for serious complications and if you're a candidate for our cutting-edge treatment program. Don't wait until your symptoms are so severe nothing can be done. End-stage neuropathy leaves people confined to walkers, wheelchairs, and even amputations. The first 10 callers will receive a free nerve damage screening. Call 636-538-5188. That's 636-538-5188 for your free nerve damage screening. 636-538-5188.
Annie Fry, Ryan Wiggins, Brad Range. It's the Annie Fry Show.
Wiggins! Oh! Wiggins!
Not Wiggins America, Ethan's America. Ethan's America.
You know, I had a thought last night.
was lying in bed, staring at the ceiling.
Thinking about Ryan.
Most certainly was not
awkward.
thinking about Ryan. I was thinking about my reaction to my Wiggins America Open, Ethan's America.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to myself, do you happen to get maybe a little dramatic? You kind of, throw a fit every single time it plays. And then I reminded myself of what the intro is actually saying, and I was like, nope, it's justified. It's 100% justified. I'm going to continue to throw a fit every single time it plays.
Over and over again.
I'm going to continue to throw a fit every freaking time it plays.
You could remake your intro, and
Really?
we could use that, and we could play it. Ryan's not in charge of any of that. He's in charge of very little.
What if, you ever seen The Waterboy?
Yeah.
What if, you know how there's that chant, water sucks. It really, really, yeah? Remember that part?
Yes.
I think I saw
I'm
that movie
thinking,
one time.
Maybe if I replace
I felt
water with Ryan, and
so,
that's all it is.
There you go. And just if you
Might
were
be it.
Ryan, you wouldn't even
But I
try
do
to make
it
it
in
sound
like
good.
an-
It would just
in-
be
yeah.
like, Ryan.
I do it like it,
Ryan.
yes, in an AI
Ryan.
voice.
Yeah.
Ryan sucks. It really, really. Yep. That's all right.
I mean, if you want to put the effort into it.
Yeah, we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how I'm feeling.
Okay.
So,
I think I felt so bad for Bobby Boucher I couldn't watch it again. I'm not joking.
well, this winter weather just kind of hit out of nowhere. It was amazing. The majority of November felt great outside. We had 50s, 60s, even in the 70s some, and then bam, it just this cold weather just hit out of nowhere.
Emeril Lagasse, is that his name? Ragassi? Do you know who that is?
Mm-mm.
Go on.
Okay, thank you very much.
Oh,
Emeril.
Are you okay? I have no idea what's
Lagasse.
happening right now.
Yeah. He was a chef, and when he was a very popular TV chef, and whenever he would add something to a dish, he would say
Bam.
"Bam!"
Okay, gotcha.
And you just did the Emeril Lagasse thing.
I did the Lagasse.
But you didn't know it.
I'm a Lagasse.
Good story.
Well, the like I said, this winter has most certainly made its way to the St. Louis area. I'm assuming that everyone got home all right here with the show yesterday.
You don't need to panic.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a 35-minute drive home. It was maybe 10 to 15 minutes longer for me to get home yesterday than everybody else.
It certainly was better on the Illinois side than it was on the Missouri side, but
it's the one
people's
thing that's
reason,
better over there.
There was no reason to
The roads in a
panic
storm.
and everyone leave work as quickly as they did. I mean, I left at my normal time, and the roads were fine. It took me like 10 minutes longer than it usually does. But I have some information for you guys out there to know, how can you be, saving on energy? How can you be, kind of trying to thread the needle as far as the thermostat goes? I got some numbers for you. So I looked into what was the perfect temperature to keep your home during these winter months. Annie, what do you keep yours at?
67.
You liar. Annie, you're better than that.
It literally is 67.
Is it actually?
Yes.
Okay.
You know
Brad?
why?
Why? Why? Why, Annie?
Because it's 6'7". And it's, man, the highlighter throw is my move.
I know.
Usually to get people's
How's it
attention.
feel?
It kind of hit my tip of my thumb. It is 60. 67 is what we would set it at night on the air conditioner in the
Okay.
summer. And
67 in the summer?
Mhm.
That's pretty cold for the summer.
wait until you have children.
Hmm.
And you want them to stay in their beds. So you make it chilly in the house. They get tucked underneath their blankets and they stay there and they're nice and cozy. They sleep through the night.
Okay.
And then I got used to it.
Brad?
68.
68. The U.S. Department of Energy agrees with Brad. 68 degrees is the perfect temperature in the winter for when you're awake. But it actually kind of agrees with Annie at night because it
At
says
night it's
a little
65.
bit lower when you're asleep or away from home. And the energy.gov says that is the sweet spot. Energy costs have been climbing. They have spiraled as high as 41% since 2020, raised 41% since 2020. J.D. Power reports the average electric bill is $184 a month. Average gas bills are about $141 a month, and and water is around $99 a month right now. So
Houses said it's 65 or 67, but the fireplace is on while we're up. So that room, nice and cozy.
Mhm.
My husband hates it. It's like, it'll be like 74 in the room. But the
Because
rest
of
of the
the
house,
fire?
because of the fireplace.
That's great.
X's and Y's in the 2 o'clock hour. Don't go away.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take DayQuil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the Dayquil.
Undo your flu symptoms with Dayquil Intense Flu. Dayquil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
Dayquil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
RulerFoods.com. You're shopping for those holiday baking goods. You're having people over for parties. You're taking things places. Ruler Foods, they've got you covered, and they know that you're super busy right now. Did you know that Ruler Foods delivers? There is also a Ruler Foods app. You can download this app. It makes fill in your cart, your digital cart, the cart on your app. Very simple, so you can have that delivery sent directly to your door. You can get exclusive savings. You can browse their weekly ads right there on the Ruler Foods app as well. And, of course, place delivery orders straight from your phone. Plus, you can save over $75 every week in digital coupons on the app. So, Ruler Foods, that's been the place to save on groceries the whole time I've been talking to you about Ruler Foods, but now even extra opportunity to save. Plus, a couple Fridays from now, Ruler Foods Food Drive with the Annie Fry Show. You're going to want to come visit us in St. Charles at the Ruler Foods. We'd love to see you in person, make a donation, do a little shopping, learn everything you need to know at rulerfoods.com.
KFTK FM Florissant from the Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's Injury Lawyers Studio. Call 314-777-7777.
That's 314-777-7777.
Charges filed in the deadly National Guard shooting in D.C. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. The Afghan national accused of killing one soldier, critically wounding another last week, just making a first court appearance from his hospital bed.
He barely opened his eyes. He did not speak English. There was a translator. He indicated that he was in pain.
Fox's David Sponge. Ramanullah Lakhanwal charged with multiple counts of murder, assault, and gun charges.
Lakhanwal's attorney tried to get him released from custody today, although he's still in the hospital, because you have to remember he was shot as well. The judge said no way, no bond. He stays right now in the custody of the federal government and authorities. His next court appearance is going to be in January.
For now, his attorney entering a not guilty plea on his behalf. Prosecutors describe the shooting as premeditated, but a specific motive remains under investigation. President Trump has called the shooting a terrorist attack, accusing the Biden administration of failing to properly vet thousands of Afghan nationals allowed into the U.S. after the American withdrawal from Afghanistan. The Pentagon chief standing by the decisions of commanders overseeing U.S. strikes targeting drug traffickers in the Caribbean.
Secretary Pete Hegseth says he did not personally see survivors after a strike on a suspected drug boat on September 2nd.
The thing was on fire. It was exploded and fire or smoke. You can't see anything. You got digital. This is called the fog of war.
Hegseth says after the initial strike, he left the room where a video feed was playing before a follow-up strike was ordered.
A couple of hours later, I learned that commander had made which he had the complete authority to do. And by the way, Admiral Bradley made the correct decision to ultimately sink the boat and eliminate the threat.
Hegseth says the Pentagon has Vice Admiral Frank Bradley's back. Administration officials say the commander acted within his authority and the law.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. America is listening to Fox News.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
An official message from Medicare.
Medicare plans change from one year to the next. And this year, it's important for you to review your current coverage and compare all your options during Medicare open enrollment. Compare health plans, drug coverage, and costs. See if you can save some money, and don't forget to make sure your drugs are covered. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Visit Medicare.gov or call 1-800-MEDICARE.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation, weather.
I promised a cold start to the month of December. Partly sunny, fresh snow cover, only 28 for the high today. Tonight, clear and cold, 21. Wednesday, partly sunny. Little southerly flow will try to warm it up to 39. It will be a struggle. Another cold front coming by Wednesday night. Clouds, cold, 16. And Thursday, partly sunny. High Thursday, only 23. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
The Annie Fry Show is sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Air Comfort Service is celebrating 56 years of residential and commercial service, maintenance and installation, and heating and cooling systems. Get in your comfort zone. AirComfortService.com.
Annie Fry, Ryan Wiggins, Brad Range.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride. What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
For goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk.
Well, welcome back. The president is delivering his announcement. We talked a little bit about this earlier. The Dell family is putting in $250 per baby for those Trump accounts. And we can go to cover it. I might listen in to see what they say and then go back to it. But essentially, that's the news. It's not like global conflict type of announcement. So we'll monitor it and come back to it. I do want to talk about this story a little bit here. Did you hear about the Odell Beckham Jr., the latest story on him talking about his salary?
No, I did not.
Apparently there was an interview that he did on a podcast in October. Are you familiar with the podcast called The Pivot? I'm not, but that doesn't mean...
Who hosts The Pivot?
Well,
yes, I believe I am. I think I see clips from the. Yes, I definitely, because it's Ryan Clark, and a couple of other guys. He is a commentator for ESPN.
Okay,
and used to play in the NFL.
Okay, I was gonna say sometimes they're athletes, sometimes they're.
I think
journalists,
all three
but
of
they're
these
probably
guys
both.
played in the NFL.
Okay, well, here's this Fox Business report. The Super Bowl champion Odell Beckham Jr. broke down the supposed financial perils of signing a lucrative contract in the NFL and what a $100 million really means. So I think it's like an opportunity for the rest of us mere mortals to be like, oh, boo-hoo. But it's an interesting look at something that I've never experienced. I'm not going to, I don't know everybody who's listening right now, but for the sake of assumption, the three of us in this room have never landed a $100 million contract.
Speak for yourself.
You do work for two shows. I'm pretty sure you're making all that money from the Mark Reardon show.
Dang it.
The legacy that is Mark Reardon in St. Louis.
You have no idea. Me sitting here right now, my hourly rate right now compared to, I'm going to turn the camera for those that are watching on YouTube, to where I am writing those little ads right there on there. There's a dry erase board next to me, and I write Mark Reardon's lives.
Uh-huh.
When I do that around 12 o'clock, my rate just goes through the roof. It's crazy. It quintuples. It's big time.
Well, we pay you for your brain, Ethan.
It's a big one.
I know, exactly. Big brain. So a $100 million contract for Odell Beckham Jr. He was on the podcast, The Pivot. And this conversation happened in October, but apparently it's catching a little bit more attention right now. And this is what Odell Beckham Jr. said on this podcast. So react to this. Odell Beckham Jr. said, I've always explained this to people. Bro, you give somebody a 5-year, $100 million contract. What is it really? It's 5 years for $60 million. You're getting taxed. Do the math. That's 12 a year that you have to spend, use, save, invest, flaunt, whatever. I'm going to buy a car. I'm going to give my mama a house. Everything costs money. So if you're spending $4 million a year, that's really $40 million over 5 years. $8 a year. Now you start breaking down the numbers, and it's like that's a 5-year span of where you're getting $8 million. Can you make that last forever? And you always hear the people who ain't us and ain't be in a position like, oh, that would last a lifetime. Yeah, this job I sacrificed my whole life for. They are giving me that. I didn't ask for a certain dollar amount or whatever, but we weren't taught about no financial literacy. We weren't taught this skill. So I'm listening to Odell Beckham Jr. talk about the plight of paying taxes on $100 million. And I'm sitting here thinking, I would like that plight. I would like to pay the taxes on the benefit of $100 million to be Odell Beckham Jr., who is a household name in the NFL. But he also adds in here at the very end, I wish he would have said this at the beginning of this quote. I wish he would have highlighted the lack of financial literacy that a lot of these players don't have when they're handed this heaping pile of cash. You're talking about buying a sweet car, buying your mom a house. I love watching the videos where a lot of times the ones that I'm exposed to are baseball players. They sign, they get a nice bonus, they pay off their parents' mortgage or something like that. And it's just an incredible thing to see, because you know that those athletes who have finally made the money for the hard work and effort they've been put in, when it comes back to their mom and dad, the amount of money and time and sacrifice that those parents have invested to get that kid to that place, it's just a very heartwarming thing. But how many athletes get these windfall contracts and end up not being set for life because they don't honestly know what they're doing?
According to the American Bankruptcy Institute, 15.7% of NFL players have filed for bankruptcy within 12 years of retiring.
That's a lot. It's like 1 in 6, 1 in 7.
That's about 1 in 6. Good math. It's an extremely high percentage, and it is sad. And honestly, it's enough of an issue in the NFL. I'm concerned even more so about, you think about all this NIL money that's going into college. You think that that the pros don't know how to handle their money.
Should there be a...
Take off of that age number. It's even... These guys are even younger in college, and they're making crazy money now.
I almost feel like the benefit... And, I'm sure that this is something that is done in contract negotiation, but deferred income. Albert Pujols' contract with Anaheim, when he didn't sign back with the Cardinals, was a long-term contract with a whole bunch of financial benefits that existed outside of the years he'd be playing in Anaheim. But if you were to defer, is it Bobby Bonilla? Is that the one where there's Bobby Bonilla Day where he gets $1 million for like 40 years or something?
The funny thing about that is it's so well known now because it was like one of the first ones, but there are contracts now that aren't even talked about it's normal now for contracts for the deferred money to be way more than that down the road. Now, it's like I said, it's just because it was the first one that every year I remember growing up, Bobby Bonilla Day, yeah. But, that is like a small number for some of these, bigger deferred contracts now.
The Mets deferred his remaining salary from his 1999 contract, paying him $1.19 million annually until 2035. Which includes compound interest. That's an interesting thing. If you were to get whatever, that's 36 years of money over the course of time. You could definitely make the case that deferring the money. I guess you'd have to pay. I would want it paid and invested, because $2 million or a little over $1 million for Bobby Bonilla in 1999. Versus $1 million in 2025, factor in inflation to that. You want the $1999 million, and you want it to be invested, and you want to get access to it later, which probably maybe wouldn't be what teams would want to do, because they don't want to pay that money. That $1 million is a better spend for them 30 years down the road than it is currently due to inflation. Do you think that when Odell Beckham Jr. is talking about, he was asked the question, so it's not to say that he just showed up to start complaining about his $100 million contract. But do you think that the way that is presented and the fact that there isn't a financial literacy, is it just up to them to figure it out? You're going to get all this money. You blow it, that's on you. Do you think that the NFL or the MLB, NBA, whatever, do you think they have any responsibility in helping these people manage their money?
Boy, that's a really good question. First and foremost, it is on the individual, They are the ones that are receiving this money. They, unfortunately, a lot of these guys don't act like adults when they're given this money, but they are. I mean, they are in the sense of, okay, you are most certainly over 21, and you're good enough at what you do to be making that amount of money. The problem, right, is that this goes way deeper than just these people. They are not being taught this, and there needs to be an understanding that in the homes in which they grow up in, hey, my kid has a legitimate shot at being really good at what he does. I need to be responsible as a parent and help him, help show him what it looks like to spend your money wisely. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there that roll their eyes and say, oh, it's still a ridiculous amount of money. It is. There are some parts of the lifestyle of being in the NFL that you can't really escape, like you have to almost be a part of. For example, like it's a really popular thing, rookie dinners.
Yeah.
Like these guys, the rookies will basically take their position groups or take their teams out, and they'll be in charge of paying for an entire dinner. And these can like be 6-figure dinners. That's how expensive these checks end up getting raised to.
Mm-hmm.
These bills, not checks. So there is parts of it that you can't really escape. That doesn't mean that there isn't still a ridiculous amount of money that's still there.
One of the things I remember a baseball player talking about, was Paul Goldschmidt really into finance and stuff like that? That sounds like something he'd be really into. Banking.
He does have the he's
got the look.
Yeah, he certainly has the look and fits the character.
I don't
that
know if
definitely is.
Yeah. I can't remember if it was him or for somebody else, but it was a YouTube short that I watched, and it was by the person who, like, it wasn't a report done on the player. It was the player who put this out, this interview, whatever. I feel like it was him. But, they talk about how people are like, why do people need to get paid millions of dollars to hit a little ball with a little bat? And it's like, can you do it? No. And do people pay tons of dollars to go sit in the seats, buy the jerseys? There are people who are selling beer up and down the aisles who are employed because that guy can hit a little ball with a little bat. Like, the amount of money that is made off of these individuals, you could absolutely make the case that they're not making enough. And that might make people fall off their chairs. Okay, fine. But how long does that career last? If you get a career-ending injury, and you might have played in the show for 10 years, and you're unemployed in your early 30s because an injury ends the deal for you. So what do you do next? Do you get another job? I mean, when people talk about making millions of dollars in a contract, that doesn't necessarily mean you're set for life. You make $10 million, the government is taking a hefty piece out of that. If you like, this is why it's interesting to watch trade negotiations, free agents who are looking at the next place to play. Especially like if you're the Dodgers and you're making a boatload of money, you got to make a boatload of money in LA because you're not going to get to keep a whole lot of it. The federal government and the state of California are going to take their piece with a smile on their face. Now, if you go play for the Rays and people are like, oh, why would you want to play there? Well, they don't have an income tax. So you're going to make a lot more money because you pay the tax. My understanding is that it's this way for all professional sports. Correct me if you know that I'm wrong. But you pay tax based on where the game is played. So if you have 81 games in LA because you play for the Dodgers, you're paying state income tax on 81 games, but you're not paying those same taxes when you're playing in Tampa Bay. Or if you're in, what's another no income tax state that has a baseball team? Tennessee doesn't. Texas has no state income tax. So if you're playing, you want to go play for the Astros, the Rangers, the Dodgers, you might take less money in your contract, but make more money because you took it in Texas as opposed to California. But regardless, if you have a family and you're planning for the rest of your life, you're going to have to take a good portion of that money and invest it and live on it for the rest of the time, because you're going to be done making that kind of money for the most part, for most people. In your 30s, not many people make it to their 40s.
Right.
That changes the framework. If you're going to make, how much money does the average person make over the course of a career? We could all do our own math on that and figure out, okay, this is how much I make. There are probably quite a few people who make the same amount of money in their career that a mid to lower tier baseball player makes in their 5-10 year career.
The average professional sports stint is between 3 and 5 years. I mean, it's 3.3 for the NFL. It's 5 for the NHL. 5.6 in Major League Baseball. 4.8 in the MLB. So I mean, in the NBA. So you're looking at between 3 and 5 years on average of really being able to
That's
cash
where you make
out.
your money.
And I mean, most of these guys at this point are what? I mean, between 22 and 30
And
to
in
be
some
generous
cases,
on the backside.
Some cases you're sacrificing an education because your prime playing years are going to require you to go straight there.
Mm-hmm. So you can understand how, with a lack of education on how to handle this, if there is not a clear recognition of, hey, this money is meant to set you up forever. It's meant to set your family up forever. If that's not there, and you're surrounded by superstars, which is not the majority. The majority are not superstars. The majority are that 3 to 5 year guy that's just trying to make it as long as he can. If you're surrounded by that, and those guys are spending the big bucks, then comes the peer pressure of, I have to live the lifestyle. I have to spend like these superstars do. All of a sudden, an injury occurs, or all of a sudden you're not good enough anymore. Where's the money for the rest of your life?
That's where clubhouse culture has to, you could invest in going to a team that has really good clubhouse culture, which my understanding is that the Cardinals have had that regularly, which is a veteran group of people who are rooted in the right things, grounded in principles that matter, to where if you're surrounded by people who are making bad decisions, maybe socially, spiritually, economically, you could take a contract that's maybe a little bit less than the top offer that's on the table and actually come out ahead because you're going to be surrounded by people who are going to help you succeed off the field as well as on the field. I don't feel sorry for Odell Beckham Jr. if he's struggling. I don't feel sorry for the people who get those big contracts and don't manage it well. But I would have to think that most professional sports do have a financial literacy access point. Now, if you choose not to use it, I can't really sit here and feel sorry for you for complaining about it.
I would assume that most do as well. If I were to feel sorry for Odell Beckham in any way, or any player, that, I'm thankful to have had parents that taught me how to be wise financially.
Yeah.
That is so important, because, if it wasn't for my dad, I would have gone to a 4-year university. I would have been in major student loan debt still, which I know that makes sense for some people. For me, it did not.
Right. The freaking AD.
But man, but that was all because I was taught that. And so many of these professionals, they come from everywhere. But let's be honest, a lot of the ones that are the superstars in the NBA, that are the big name guys in the NFL, they're coming from the inner cities. They're coming from rougher areas. It is their only way out. And a lot of them aren't being taught how to spend their money, how to use it wisely, how to withhold it. And as a result, a lot of these guys, due to their lack of education from their parents, and it is a parent's responsibility to teach their children how to be wise financially, to set themselves up well down the future, they're not taught. And as a result, like we said, we have those unfortunate numbers where there's a lot of professional athletes that end up broke by the end of their careers.
Says most sports agents provide financial services. The smartest thing that I think you could do, you get this big contract that your agent helps you get, and then you're like, somebody smart, come take care of my money and tell me what I can have.
Heck yeah.
I will take an allowance from you. Go make me a lot of money with the money that I just made.
Yep.
Right? That's what I would say. I don't know. I get super annoyed when people are like, why do athletes get paid so much? People, and I say this as somebody who would benefit if the tables were turned for a minute because the process wouldn't work. We should pay teachers that much. Okay. How many teachers are there, and how many people who can hit 102-mile-an-hour fastball are there, and who's making money and who's living off of the public taxpayer dollar?
I think my sister would be a great baseball player.
You do?
No.
What about Jared?
Jared.
He was great for being 5'8".
Yeah, 5'8". Yeah, I'm gonna say no.
Middle infielder.
I think my sister could hit a ball farther than Jared.
Oh, bull. Oh, bull. I'm not taking you on that one. Did she play softball?
No, not coordinated at all.
Just a complete and total insult to my
No, I'm
husband.
just trying to, what would Ryan Wiggins say?
He would just say that he was better.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, no,
that's
Jared
true.
was good at baseball. All right, let's take a quick break. Sports and Local with Ethan next. All right, Point Pest Control. Remember to spell point with an E, pointpestcontrol.com. If you've got mice, spiders, all the critters crawling into your house right now because it's freezing outside and they're seeking shelter in your home, that's not cool. Get rid of them with Point Pest Control. 636-798-0023. 636-798-0023. They do service both sides of the river. I myself am a Premier Service Plan subscriber, so I pay them to come out quarterly and make sure my home is pest free. When I signed up for them initially, we had some, what are they called? Wolf spiders? I don't even like to think of it. Oh, God, I don't like to think of it. But we had some in our basement, and then I said they need to be gone, dead, torched. I'm going to burn the house down if Point Pest Control doesn't get here now. They showed up. They treated the home on the inside, on the outside, and we do not have spiders in our home any longer. You call 636-798-0023 and you can enjoy the same comfort and security in your home, being pest-free, your business as well, because they do residential and a ton of commercial businesses across the bi-state region. You can trust Point. I do. 636-798-0023, pointpestcontrol.com.
The team at Ricken Financial want to help you make educated and informed decisions about your retirement strategies.
Why not rely on individuals who can optimize your thinking and optimize your plan and optimize all the resources and show you what's all available to be able to make a truly informed decision?
Call Ricken Financial today, 314-207-6211 or online at rickenfinancial.com and join us for Kickin' with the Rickens, Sunday at 1 p.m. here on 97.1 FM Talk.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor.
Your one blood donation can help save the lives of others. That's why the American Red Cross needs you. This holiday season, give something that means something. Make a difference in the lives of others by rolling up your sleeve and donating at the Odyssey Blood Drive in partnership with the American Red Cross from December 16th through the 19th at multiple locations. Make an appointment in the Red Cross Blood Donor app or at redcrossblood.org and enter sponsor code Odyssey for a drive near you.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years' experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Missouri can count on.
Guys, it's time to take charge of your health with my friends at Victory Men's Health. Mark Cox here. I already love what they do at Victory. They do hormone optimization, sexual health, weight loss, even vitamin deficiencies. Now they're offering specialty cardiovascular testing and even early detection cancer screening. Visit them at one of their 4 great locations, now in Sunset Hills, Town and Country, O'Fallon, Missouri, and O'Fallon, Illinois. Tell them Mark Cox sent you. Go to victorymenshealth.com.
Swapping out your tires? There's nothing like it. With eBay, you can find the feel you're looking for, from smooth highway rides to grip for rough terrain. Get all the tires you need at prices you'll love. eBay, things people love.
You're listening to The Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Hold up. Check it out.
Grown Up Talk with Murphin Blurgelman.
I've never heard this one.
I have not either.
Is this new, Brad?
I've not heard it, so I'm assuming yes.
Murphin Blurberman. This just in an update from Illinois. Ethan, this is a message directly sent to you.
Okay.
From one Jared Fry.
Oh, God. Crap. I forgot that he listens to this program.
Well, he's on a snow day.
Snow day.
Oh,
Monday.
doggone it!
I was thinking about making chili for the show the week before Christmas, since Ethan hasn't had it before, but now he's on the naughty list.
Oh, Ethan, now I'm mad at you.
Jared, you could make it for everybody but Ethan. You could just eat it in front of him. You just said your sister who is not coordinated at all and can't even hit anything.
Listen, Jared.
Apology incoming.
I'm sorry. It was just a joke. It went too far. It's something about this chair, man.
In
It's
his defense, he didn't think you'd hear it. He's mad he got caught.
No, I'm not mad I got caught. It was irresponsible of me. And like I said, it's the chair, man. It's this stupid chair. It's where Ryan Wiggins usually sits, and there's something about it where I just get this alter ego where
decisions?
I say stupid things. I don't know.
You're so much more mean to Ryan when he's not here.
It's true. I am a lot meaner.
You really lean into it.
It's true.
I guess we'll wait for an update.
I got some interesting.
Jared
stats
makes
here.
the best chili ever.
I know we've talked about this.
You've never had chili like
Did
this.
you not hear me basically suffocate for a second when I heard you bring up the chili? Because I knew where I was going.
Yeah.
I knew all of a sudden there was leverage now.
No chili for you.
Well, we had a snowstorm yesterday.
What?
Cars didn't like it. Roads didn't like it. Missouri State Highway Patrol didn't like it.
Kids loved it because they are not in school today.
I got some numbers for you. Calls for service, 817. Stranded motorists, 214. Crashes, 358. Injuries, 41. Fatalities, 1. Specifically, the St. Louis Metro Police Department saying that here in the area, 111 accident calls, 10 injury calls, 38 assist motorist calls, 415 total calls for service. And here's the good one. 0 fatal accident calls in the St. Louis area. So a sigh of relief. I mean, you see all those numbers, and obviously, it's never a good situation what happened yesterday on the roads. But I think everyone would say, yeah, we'll take all of those numbers if the fatalities ends up being 0. So that definitely a good sign that there was no deaths yesterday in the St. Louis area. The St. Louis Blues were looking to build some momentum.
Streak!
In the right direction yesterday, and they had 1-2 straight. They had beat Ottawa and Utah over the weekend, both good wins. And they weren't able to keep it going yesterday. They fell to the Anaheim Ducks, 4-1, the final score. Jordan Kyrou had the lone goal for the Blues. Jordan Binnington was pulled very early in the game after
How do you feel about that?
allowing a second goal 10 minutes in. Well, I can tell you how Jordan Binnington felt about it in the moment. He wasn't happy. You saw on the replay last night of him really barking at the opposite end
Go on.
of the bench.
Do your report.
When he got pulled, and after the game, Jim Montgomery said that all he was saying was "I love you."
No.
And that Monty said back, "I love you too."
Very friendly.
That is excellent media training on Jim Montgomery's part. I thought that was absolutely excellent. There's a picture up on the YouTube stream.
Go on.
A picture of Steve Harrington from Stranger Things, and it is side by side with me.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't either. Steve Harrington, I guess Joe Keery is way better looking than I am.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, God, he's got some great hair.
How
That
long
is that's 80s hair if I've
Move
ever
the
seen it.
microphone out of the way of your face.
How long would that take you to achieve that look? Because I think
That's a lot of hair.
Take your hat off.
I think
Oh,
that's
that
just,
is so unfair. I've been wearing this beanie all day. It's not
okay.
going to do this
I want to
justice.
see what happens.
Why?
Because it's going to be
Doing
great.
this to me. Look,
tease it. Tease the hair.
Do you guys know who Steve Harrington is from Netflix's Stranger Things? Fluff it up.
I'm working on
Do
it.
the thing. Oh, dude, yeah.
I was watching on a YouTube Jimmy Fallon Joe Keery interview from recently, from a Stranger Things thing, and both my kids separately, Jensen and Charlie, both walked in to the family room independently of each other. They go, "Hey, is that Ethan?"
That's not cool.
You
Not
look
cool,
just like
kids.
him. Why is it not cool? It's as cool as it gets.
Here's the thing.
What if I said you looked like a Demogorgon?
He's definitely paid for some plugs.
You think so?
I don't know, but I certainly need to. That's for sure.
Are you kidding me?
It's happening.
You've got locks
It's beginning
that
to
flow.
It's beginning to
this
happen.
This kid's got flow and a little
It's
bit of a
beginning
widow's
to
peak,
happen.
and he's like, "Oh no!"
It's like the only thing I could. He's got some great hair.
Let's do X's and Y's. What do you say?
Yeah, please.
Trisha, come in here. We're going to do X's and Y's. We're going to talk about the difference between boys and girls. But boys and girls, everybody loves Steve Harrington. Have you ever worn a Scoops Ahoy costume?
That would be a great Halloween costume.
I said last night, I'm going to buy one for you. Will you wear it if I get you one?
I'll think about it.
need
Depends
you
if there's chili involved.
You have to talk to Jared. That's between you and the man you insulted, who I happen to be married to. I'll check my messages in the break and see if he's good.
I love you, Jared.
He's quick to forgive, I'll tell you that. X's and Y's on the Annie Fry Show next. Don't go away.
Now there's a new way to take charge of your blood sugar. Introducing new Garlic Healthy Blood Sugar Formula from the makers of the nation's best-selling garlic supplement. New Garlic helps maintain healthy blood sugar levels with clinically supported levels of garlic, plus a custom blend of vitamins and minerals, and it's odor-free. Take charge of your blood sugar with new Garlic Healthy Blood Sugar Formula. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-791-1313. 800-791-1313.
We, without hesitation, recommend that anybody work with ThrottleNet. The experience will be as good as it's been for us, for anybody, because you'll get a true partnership and you'll be able to rest easy that you're going to get the service that you need while they're also doing all those things that you don't want to have to think about, that you don't want to have to worry about. They're always doing that in the background for you.
Don't wait for your next IT crisis. If your business depends on technology, you need a partner that's got your back. Contact ThrottleNet.com to get a free IT evaluation and see how we can support your IT everything.
Give the best of Broadway right here in St. Louis. Muni season tickets are on sale now, just in time for the holidays. Our 2026 season includes Hairspray, Shrek the Musical, South Pacific, Disney's Newsies, Ain't Too Proud, The Life and Times of the Temptations, Meet Me in St. Louis, and Something Rotten. See all 7 shows starting at just $126. For tickets, visit muni.org.
What's up? It's Draymond Green. I'm back for my 14th NBA season, and my podcast, The Draymond Green Show, is back too. This season, I'm breaking down games, reacting to the biggest NBA stories, and sitting down with teammates, rivals, and culture shapers. And trust me, I'm not holding back, on the court or on the mic. 2 new episodes every week, new segments, big conversations, real basketball talk for the real hoop heads. Listen to and follow The Draymond Green Show wherever you get your podcasts. We're back, we're better, let's get it.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-390-1164. 800-390-1164. 800-390-1164.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well,
I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/radio. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/radio. See representative for warranty details.
Today's YouTube live chat poll: grade President Trump's second term so far. A, B/C, D, or F. Jump on Annie's YouTube page, vote in the poll. Leave us a comment telling us why you graded him the way you graded him and what you want to see do better and what you really like that he is currently doing. The time is 2:38. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
JerryKelly.com. From Belleville to Bridgeton, 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative. X's and Y's.
All right, let's talk about the difference in men and women. We get to the bottom of it. Two genders only here recognized on the Annie Fry Show. My first question to you guys, especially in your homes. Now, Ethan, you've been married for a year and a half.
Uh-huh.
Working on it.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know if you have traditions established quite yet. But when it comes to holidays, do you guys do gender-specific Christmasing? In my family, I used to do all of the baking. Jared will slice apples for apple pie. He'll do that type of a thing. But all of the baking is done by me. But now Jensen she loves to do it, and she's picked up the baking. And I'm like, why would I still do the baking if she's good at it? So it's kind of being handed off to her. But I do that. I do the inside decorating, but Jared does the outside decorating. And I kind of think that that's like the dude responsibility. Isn't that kind of the way it breaks down? I mean, Clark Griswold, right?
Yes. Yeah, 100%. I do the outside decorating at my house. And Terry will help get me this, hand me that.
Because you let her?
Well, no, I just don't want to climb
you
down
give her
off the roof
permission.
and then back up on
You
the
may
roof.
help me, woman.
Yeah.
You're allowed to step outside.
Yeah, get a
for
little
moment.
sunlight.
If you can find the hammer, good luck.
I wouldn't let her use the hammer.
Why are you using a hammer? Obviously, I do the inside stuff.
Yeah, point made. What about you, Trisha?
Inside or outside stuff? We don't do outside stuff for Christmas.
Yeah.
So
Is there a reason why? Just too much work?
hassle. Yeah. The old house was off the beaten path, so nobody would have seen it. Now I think we'll probably start working that in.
You will do so many things that you just do for your kid, just so they see it. Like it's weird that you would go. You'll spend so much time and effort and money.
I'm already eyeing up the Bluey blow-ups and
That's a lot
plastics.
of what we have done. I don't like blow-ups personally for us. If it makes people happy and you have it in your yard, I see it and I smile. Totally fine with it. But we have a lot of the Lowe's has these. They're kind of like netting that goes over some Disney characters and stuff like that. It's not blow-ups. They're on a wire frame, but I think they look nice. So that's what we did instead of the.
You got any
lights.
Bluey?
I don't know that we don't have any Bluey, but I don't know that they might have it.
We're all Bluey right now. So no, I would say yes. Outside is a boy thing.
Are there
Inside
any
is a girl
gender?
thing.
What about you, Ethan? Do you guys have traditions yet?
Not really, but we live in an apartment, so we
Yeah.
don't really do.
Do you do indoor decorating?
Yeah.
Do
She
you-
definitely takes the lead on
I was going
it.
to say, do you make any decisions?
But I don't really care to either. My wife is pretty chill when it comes to that stuff. But like last night, we put up our little tree, and we were getting out all of our Christmas decor. And
Are you the elf? And she's
I was
the
sitting
Christmas
on the
master?
couch on my computer watching football, and I said, "Let me know if you need me." And she was just in her little
Yeah.
world,
I had
happy
a
over
dollar
there.
for Yeah.
And then I
I heard
ended up
that.
helping put ornaments on the tree and stuff.
Let me
but-
ask you this question. Since I would still consider you to be somewhat newly married, does it warm your heart that she decorates your home? Or could you, if none of that happened, would you care one way or the other? Do you like to see her decorate your home?
Yeah, no, I think it's sweet to have a care for your home to kind of be up with the seasons, especially Christmas time. I mean, it's just I think also, I mean, it would kind of get boring just having the same like decor and everything around all the time.
Is she a candle person?
Oh yeah.
Do the candle scents change with the seasons?
Yeah, they do. Like we were like doing one called flannel. It was called flannel. I was like, what does flannel smell like? But that's what it was. And we had that going for a
Does
while in the fall.
flannel smell good?
It smelled pretty good. There was one there was a football one that I really liked.
Yeah. Who buys the candles?
Oh, you think I care? I don't care. It doesn't matter to me.
Okay, so when you say you don't care about the specifics, but you do care and appreciate the effort and the hominess.
Yes.
Because that's kind of a traditional female role.
Yeah.
Not bad if a man participates in it. Do you do any? Was just going to ask you if you gender bend at all, but I guess I think I just got my answer.
No, for example, we have in the apartment below us, there's smokers. Oh, it gets me going. It makes me so mad. Because anytime, like during the summer, I have like our back door open. I have the screen door closed.
You got a dog next to you and smokers below you?
It smells terrible. No, the dog people just moved out, so we don't have to worry about that.
Why? Are they
anymore.
mad at you?
I don't know.
Is it because of you?
Wouldn't care if they were. But it
Maybe
smells
they
so
didn't-
bad.
Maybe they moved out because of the flannel.
But the other day,
You're like, these people are smokers.
it smelled kind of smoky in there, and my wife
What are
wasn't
they
home.
smoking?
Cigarettes.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'd rather
the
smell
ones
cigarettes than
next used to
weed.
smoke weed, but they're not there anymore. So,
Where do you live?
They got sick of the candles.
and but
Apartment over there is always trying to make it smell good in
But
here.
I lit a candle
Too
because
homey here.
it like didn't smell
Yeah.
great. So I lit a candle. I don't do that super often. In fact, one time we hadn't been married very long, and I was like, it doesn't. I was like, I want to kind of get a good smell going in here. She wasn't home, and I lit like 3 different candles, and it was like
a conflict.
And she was
of
like,
interest?
Ethan, what are you doing? Like, why are you lighting?
You're candling
why are you
wrong.
lighting 3 candles? Like, it's gonna get really hot in here, and it's
Any
gonna smell
gender
weird.
bending in your house, Brad?
Yeah. Yep. I'll light candles and I'll pick out scents.
I don't think
woman.
I don't think that picking out a candle is gender bending, but Ethan disagrees.
Yeah. So we live by a different standard here as guys. My candles are burnt rubber and gasoline.
Ethan, any other comments on Brad's masculinity?
No,
let's take a break. I'll get some questions from the rest of the crew before we come back. And also, I'd kind of like to know, like, if you're watching us on the YouTube, if you're listening in the chat, I don't know, do you have the text message thing up? That's usually a Ryan thing.
It is.
I don't know how hard it is to get in.
It's
Normally,
not good enough.
Here's what you should do. Text the Mark Reardon Show. And tell them what you think about candles. We'll get back to texting tomorrow when Ryan's back. You got questions for X's and Y's? We'll wrap up the show with that next. Don't go away.
Till I made my getaway. 1, 2, 3, they're gonna run back to me. 'Cause I'm the best baby that they never gotta keep. 1, 2,
Home Shield Foundation Repairs with an S.com. That's the website. 314-227-9636. If you are looking for anything that has to do with your foundation that needs to be looked at, addressed, or fixed, repaired, replaced, the right person to call, Matt Hayes at Home Shield Foundation Repair. Decades of experience of ensuring that your foundation is up to snuff, making sure that everything is taken care of the way it needs to be. This is the thing that you need to remember. If you've got an issue with your foundation right now, take a little more time, wait on it. Don't make the phone call now. That problem can go from costing a little bit of money to a lot of money with the wrong circumstances. So call Matt Hayes out and find out what it is that you're looking at. Get a real, reliable answer from somebody you can trust in Matt Hayes, and then make an educated decision based on what you can manage. 314-227-9636, 314-227-9636. Call Home Shield Foundation Repair. Look them up online at homeshieldfoundationrepairs.com.
Guns N' Roses is coming to St. Louis. We have your chance to go. Listen to the Mark Cox Morning Show all this week for your chance to see them August 16th, 2026 at Busch Stadium. It's the Guns N' Roses World Tour giveaway on the Mark Cox Morning Show.
With conviction and clarity, The Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
rocking around
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. A little X's and Y's here on the Annie Fry Show. We were talking about candles, purchasing candles, picking out scents and all of that. Info Dude comments on Brad's gender bending that Brad likes to pick out candles and burn them himself. He lights them all by himself. Info Dude says gender bending. Is that where they redistrict the state maps? Yes, that is in fact gender bending. And then regarding the YouTube live chat poll, grade President Trump's second term so far. We'll get the results to that here in a little less than 10 minutes. Gary said, if you grade on a curve based on the previous administration, President Trump definitely gets an A. I do think it's important to remember where we were when thinking about where the president has brought us right now. We are in a deep, deep hole. All right. A little more X's and Y's. We ask each other questions. We've got Trisha in here along with Brad and Ethan. And so 2 boys, 2 girls. Let's ask questions across the gender divide, of which Ethan is policing very carefully of what is appropriate and what is not. Brad, you have a question?
Yeah, so mine is on the, I guess, the annoying ways that guys will show affection to their wives or girlfriends or whoever. Walking by, tickling.
I get really annoyed when
you're doing that.
My husband tickles his girlfriend.
Yeah, I wish my husband would leave his girlfriend alone, too.
Jared doesn't have a girlfriend that I know of.
Yeah,
Just
same.
putting that out there.
The quote-unquote booty taps, those things.
Who's deciding
Why is it
these
quote
are
on?
annoying?
Why,
Booty
why
tap
is
sounds
it
like
quote
some-
on?
I'm trying to
Why is it
figure
quote
out.
unquote?
I don't know. It sounds like
Because
something
I don't know what
that,
else to call it. When you walk by your girl
Pete
and
Hegseth's getting accused of.
you give her a little pat on the rear end.
What's wrong with that?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking. The girls tend to act all like,
You say
stop it."
girls. How many girls are you doing this to?
Are you not a booty tapper?
Does your wife not like it? You should stop. If you're
Well,
doing
I
it to
don't
other
know
people.
because I get mixed messages. It's like, and then you don't do it, and they're like, "Why didn't you do it? You always do this." And then you
Is this about your wife or is this about women?
women in general. Do y'all actually like those annoying, quote unquote, annoying affection things? You kind of show like, stop it, but like secretly you do like it, or is that like generally a real annoyance?
It's really annoying when somebody other than my husband does
For
it.
sure.
When
But
Note
your
taken.
husband.
Ryan walks by in the morning and does it.
He's like,
And
Brad said
tickles
girls
me.
love this. Come here. Whack.
It is just annoying. No quotes.
I dare you, Ryan. I will clock you straight in the face.
Ryan comes up and just starts tickling away in the morning.
This
I
is the
get
year Ryan
real
tried
mad.
to kiss me,
Good
too,
morning,
with that
boss.
remote. Got it on video.
So if anybody could tell Ryan
This
to
is
stop doing that.
This is specific to your significant other, though.
I think it's cute. I like it. I like little
Do you
displays
pretend
of-
you don't like it?
No.
Yeah, I was going to say,
I
like,
say,
I don't
"Ooh."
think that they're secrets.
I say, ooh, thanks. Not when Ryan does it,
Ooh,
though.
thanks. Does your husband have an affection that is like if you're in public, if you're moving around the house, is there a thing he does?
Yeah, it's a little booty tap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it a booty tap or is it a quote unquote booty tap?
Big difference.
Depends on the mood. he's
Yeah.
in.
One of them
Gotta
happens in
know.
private.
This is always at home. There are no booty taps out in public. We're old now.
You got a kid, everybody knows.
Cat's out of the bag.
Yeah. It's a great day for my kids to be at home. Ethan?
Big fan of the booty tap.
Of Brad's?
Tapping Brad's booty? Is that what you said?
I don't
No.
know.
Wait, do the boys like it? Do guys like a little affectionate?
Do you mean like
Pokes
the
and
giving of the
prods
booty
or
tap or the receiving?
That's a yes.
That's a good question.
Isn't
I've
there
never
a huge
been asked how I feel.
Isn't there a huge difference between being in your home and the mister comes by and engages a little physical affection? If the woman does it, he's going to think like, "Oh, it's on. Let's go."
It's the greatest thing
Yeah.
ever. Yeah.
There's no like
It's a sign.
no. It's like, isn't it? I mean, when men do it, it's just like a part of the day.
Correct.
When women do it, it's a change of plans.
I think it's the opposite at our house. Like I'm real touchy feely.
The wild part here is I don't know if we're all talking about the same thing. But maybe. I mean, I know you know what you're talking about. Ethan?
I think that I'm the kind of the touchy feeling one where I'm like, I don't know how I felt about that. But I feel like
you don't know how you feel about it if you get the booty tap.
Yeah. Like sometimes I'm like, cool. I'm never gonna say anything because it's not like that big of a deal. It just doesn't happen very often. If I got the booty tap as much as I gave the booty tap, I don't know
What you would
if
do
I
with
would
that.
be as big of a fan of it.
So you're saying
Do you think Mrs. Hannaford likes the booty tap? Wife, not mother.
who likes it more when you booty tap the wife?
Who's more entertained? 100% me. both fingers pointing at me. Me.
Do you hope that when you are the old age of in your 40s that that's still going on?
Oh God, I hope I never get that old.
The options, the alternative is not great.
Do I hope that I still enjoy it?
Do you hope that when you guys are
When
in your
you're 40?
40s, yeah, in the
I
old
hope
age,
so.
when you're in your 40s, do you hope that stuff's still going on?
Oh yeah.
What about your 60s?
Yeah, I hope I'm doing that till like the grave.
Just booty tapping.
Wife can barely walk. Like,
Get over
give
here,
me some
woman.
of that.
My son just texted me one word: disgusting.
Oh, Charles, you'll be married someday.
Jared is playfully affectionate like that all the time, and he does it because I'm not that way in return. Like, I'm not doing that type of stuff. I should probably do that more often than I do, but he does it just to pester me. I think pester is probably a good word for it, but I don't mind it. But I don't like act like I hate it and secretly love it. Like I'm telling him exactly what I think when I think it at this point in time for sure. I don't know. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Ethan, you have a question?
Yeah, why are women such terrible storytellers? You guys are awful at telling stories. I mean, it is horrendous. I mean,
that's my job.
There's
How
like
Annie makes her living.
there's like 95 stories in this one story. You start off on this one topic, and then
Are
it's
you
like
talking to me specifically?
no, women
well,
in
then
general.
Face Trisha.
Are you?
There's a bunch of side quests inside of the story.
It's not our fault. You can't keep up, bro.
No. I just want to know the answer to the actual story.
It's a word problem.
Context for any story.
But
Also-
so much of the context that women share, I feel like, is unnecessary.
Also-
I'm like, get to the end of it.
I know men who are way worse at this than women.
So much
Yeah.
worse.
Really?
Yeah.
That's why. That's the answer to your question.
The women that are closest to me
Dude, you're putting
not-
yourself in the corner.
are terrible storytellers. It's nothing I haven't told them before.
Do you use
I'm a
brevity?
constant. I'm just a constant. Okay, where's this going? Like, I forgot what the story was about.
I don't have patience for long stories
Ethan's
either.
getting no booty taps.
Only from Brad and Ryan. Great President Trump's second term so far. I've got the results up. You want me to do it, Ethan?
I have it.
Okay, go for it.
238 votes. Let's see. 4% say F. 3% say D. 29% say B/C. 64% give President Trump's second term an A so far.
93% of 238 people on a December afternoon
Good math.
say, yeah, thank you. I'm good at math. Unlike women. I was going to say it. You were looking. It was in your eyes.
Annie, the story's getting real long.
I know. I should wrap and hand it over to a man. Mark Reardon next. Don't go away.
From me, I'm not America's sweetheart.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Money, sponsored by Consumer Cellular.
You don't have to wait until January to work on your financial goals for next year. Sherry Greco-Rikis of EP Wealth in Chicago says saving money in 2026 will be a matter of set it and forget it.
Just automate it. Just have it go out of your account and go into a high interest savings. And when you have enough, you can start investing.
She says you can also work on next year's savings goals for travel or big purchases. I'm Rob Hart.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on.
If you are facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood, St. Louis.
The ACA Marketplace has announced significant increases on their monthly premiums for 2026, with deductibles over $10,000. You can enroll with Greg Hammond's Freedom of Choice plans now. You don't have to wait. One of their plans lets you use any doctor, has 0 outpatient deductibles, and it's 30 to 60% lower costs than most Obamacare plans. Other options are full coverage PPOs with national networks, copays, and 100% annual preventative care. Also, there's no income disclosure required, so no potential tax penalties. If you pay for your own health insurance, you're uninsured, you're on COBRA, or your employer coverage is just too expensive, call Greg and they'll provide all available options. Call 314-794-77...